Ducks. Chat. Okay. All right, guys. How's it looking now? How's it looking now? What do you guys think? Get everything set up here. How is the frame rate? Is the frame rate problem fixed? It looks better. It looks better so far. So hopefully it's better. For some reason, I think I've diagnosed the problem. It seemed like when I put the exposure up to brighten everything, that's when the quality dipped. Okay. All right, awesome. Let me go. I need to get some ice for my balls real quick before we start, and then we'll get to it. Come on in. Alrighty. I got the ice. I'm putting the ice right on my nuts. And let's do this bad boy. Alright. Okay, so Kenny sent me a link to a Discord to join. We'll be doing that right now. I've never done a live stream I've never done a call. I mean, I've never really used Discord, period, apart from the Discord chat we now have for my channel members. So let's see how this goes. Join a random call. I'll drag you in. Okay, all right. I'm joining Kenny's Capital, it's called. Debate Wars, I imagine we're in. All right. I'll donate money if you take your shirt off for the debate. I mean, if you want to donate money, ask me to take my shirt off, of course.
Oh, my God. Bro, what?
Oh, there he is.
Shay.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, Kenneth. How are we doing, buddy?
I'm great, dude. I'm great.
All right,
Fired up.
Let me see the best way to... How do I make it so they see you too? Let me see. Let me edit my...
You would have to share your Discord screen.
Share my Discord screen. Okay, how do I... Oh, okay, I see. Okay. Share.
Yes.
Okay, I'm doing that right now. I've never really used Discord, so I clicked share my Discord screen, and now I have an option to select my OBS, Discord, Google Chrome, or the general Kenny's Capital.
Do general. Actually, yeah, do general, I think. I'm pretty sure it's general.
Okay. And now I'm clicking go live.
No, don't go live. Don't click go live. Exit
Oh
out.
shit,
That is
shit.
nothing.
Sorry. I already
It
clicked
doesn't do
it.
anything. Just don't. Yeah.
I already clicked it.
They're saying your mic is ass, dude. Why is your mic? Are they saying your mic's bad? Hold on. How do
Okay, now I'm
maybe-
stopping streaming.
Yeah, you're good. Do you know how to? Okay, so right, you see your name on the Discord private debates. You see that? Click on your name, or right click on your name and click.
Okay.
Wait, I'm tripping. You see where it says turn on camera, like right below your name,
Yeah.
under voice video connected? Yeah, click that.
Okay.
You're gonna need to shut off your actual like camera though on your Streamlabs, and you need to like start screen sharing this screen to your people. And then after you turn off your camera and your regular Streamlabs, you should show up in the Discord.
Okay, I turned off. Okay, so I just turned. I'm using OBS, so I just turned off the camera in OBS.
Yes. Okay. So turn off the camera in OBS now. Go in your Discord settings, right?
Hold on 1 second. Let me just remove my camera entirely from OBS. All right. Okay, so now. Okay, sorry. What?
So right after that, you gotta go on your settings.
Okay.
Like user settings.
All right.
Yeah. And then you should see where it says voice. Where it should say voice and video on app under app settings. Voice and video. You click that, and then you you scroll down to video settings.
Okay. I see. Voice and video. All right. I'm
Yep.
under voice and video. I'm scrolling
Now
down.
scroll down. You should see where it says like camera
Yeah.
under video settings.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
and then
see
you
it.
select the camera.
Okay. All right. My camera's selected.
Okay.
Let me click test video to see.
Is it working for you?
Okay, well my camera's selected. I clicked test video, but it's not showing a video. But my
Okay, so I
camera's
think
there.
what it is under OBS, like just completely remove the camera tab from your OBS. Remove it completely. Like click the trash button next to it.
Yeah, I did. It's gone.
You
gone.
did. So you only do it's only screen capture is the only thing on your sources.
Screen capture and my audio. And my
Oh
mic.
wait, no. Maybe I think you're supposed to turn off your audio there too, and then rely on Discord audio because you're gonna be screen sharing Discord.
Okay.
That's probably why I hear it twice. Yes, because that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
People
so,
might check
okay,
in.
I'm removing my thing right now.
Mm-hmm. I hear you perfectly. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's doing the little thing. Here, turn off camera, and then turn back on. I'm gonna do it too. Turn off camera, turn on camera. Yeah, I still don't see it. It's still doing that thing. Chat. Is there any else now missing, chat? Like, am I missing something right now or no? Yeah, I know. You probably could have done this on a different platform, but like I didn't know what else you could have done it on. Oh, you sound a lot better. What'd you do? Yes. That's what you're supposed to do too. Yes. Okay, it's going. It's good. Okay. Okay, but at least chat. The sound sounds so much better now. Holy shit, you fixed it. Oh my god. Yeah, it's perfect, bro. Like now go back to now that you're done testing audio, go back to that and then put the camera on your laptop on like the yeah. Can you see yourself now? Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Wait, they're saying Kenny's muted on the stream. Shay's muted on the stream. Shay's muted on his stream. Yo, is there a way you could like make everything go onto like your Discord instead of OBS? That's what I'm doing right now. I'm not using anything on Discord except screen capture. Then I'm making my audio align with my Discord because you're screen sharing. You should be screen sharing. You should be screen sharing where it says private debates, if that's a thing. They should say private debates, Kenny Okoye, Discord. You screen share that. Don't screen share screen one or anything. Just private debates and shit. Okay, no. Not even on Discord, on OBS, on your OBS thing. When your screen capture, what are you screen sharing? Like you said, the general chat. No. You gotta your screen capture should be aligned with the Discord, so they can hear everything in your Discord from first person, pretty much. Yes. And then remove the other source. Not gonna matter. So just add the new source and make it a Discord, the private debates thing, so they can hear every audio and see everything you see and hear everything you see. Screen capture. No. Is there something that says screen capture or no? Yeah. I wonder what it'd be called. Cause I have. Hold on. Let me see what else I have. It should be. It might just be window. Yeah, it might be. No, it might be screen capture or whatever you said. I forgot what you said. It's one of them, but it's just like. I feel like an old person too, chat. I'm not even old. Yeah, nah, they come into my chat and say, what's it called? I think it's yeah, just capture a Discord screen. Whatever it says Discord on it or shows a Discord logo on it, make sure that screen's captured. They're saying I could hear now. I mean, that's gonna cause like a weird echo ruckus. Okay, I think it's display capture. Click on display capture, then what does it say after that? Display capture. It doesn't tell you, it doesn't recommend a screen. Okay, so then it's not this. It can't be display capture. Go on the other. What was the other capture? You got to be something else because it should give you an option. Like you're public on my stream. It's like I think it's your stream that. This is why Streamlabs is where it's at, and screw whatever whatever that thing is. Yes. Okay.
Okay, all right, guys. I added my mic back. So what? Okay, guys. What seems to be the problem here, guys?
Yeah, we hear you, but your screen is like black now.
Yeah, I know because I'm trying to. Well, so I don't know if I. Okay, let me do video capture real quick, or sorry, display capture. And so if I go display capture. All right, and then I just go here. Does this work? Because now I'm just displaying what I'm looking at, me and you.
Honestly, yes, that works. It works. It works. I'm on the stream too. I saw it. It works. Okay. We did it.
All right. I guess we do this if you want.
Okay, should be Gucci.
All right. The only thing is, and first of all, I do legally have to let you know, I am icing my balls right now. I just want to, just so you don't feel uncomfortable. That's just, I mean, it's something that my stream knows. I do that twice a day, every day to boost testosterone. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable by that fact, so I'm going to let you know that's what's going on.
Nah, it's cool. All
right, the other thing is I made, see, I don't know how prepared you are for this, man, but I made an entire PowerPoint. And I would love to show that on the screen, but now I don't know if that's also going to be a problem. Yeah, I have a whole fucking 6-slide PowerPoint made.
Bro, a PowerPoint to get cooked is crazy. You know you're going to get flamed no matter what you do, right?
Well, Kenneth.
What about notes to a debate, chat? Notes to a debate? You're about to get flamed, dog. This is crazy.
I don't know, man. I don't know. look. Here's what I'll say. You have an advantage here. You have an advantage in this sense because I made a 22-minute video 2 weeks ago.
Never watched it.
Okay.
Never watched it.
Well, you're putting yourself at a pretty big disadvantage then. You're putting yourself at a pretty big disadvantage.
Listen. You could have any advantage you want. You could have Charles Oliveira with you. Could have anything. You would never beat me in a debate. There's no chance. I'm not worried about it.
Okay. All right.
And you know you can't beat me, but you're here for just whatever shits and giggles. So let's wrestle, brother. Let's wrestle. Wrestle.
Okay. All right. Well. All right. Okay. So let me just open this up. So your position on the matter of Khabib versus Charles Oliveira is that Charles Oliveira stands no chance against Khabib, and I'm just curious why you think that. I'm curious what your thought process is.
Well, my thought process is I've seen Charles go against multiple styles of fighters, and in every single fight he goes in, he always goes through some kind of adversity against people who aren't very sufficient in grappling. The only time I seen him go against someone who was pretty decent in grappling and went through adversity was Islam Makhachev. And the only difference between Islam and these other guys is that when Islam had him compromised, he wasn't afraid to jump on him and finish him. Most of these other guys have too much respect for Charles, so they will hurt him or have him stunned, and they'll be too scared to jump on the ground. I don't believe Khabib would do either of that. I think he'll be confident in his grappling, confident in his abilities to finish Charles once he has him compromised. Even if he doesn't have a compromise, he has the wrestling advantage significantly, and I would even say he has a grappling advantage. Charles is a slightly overrated grappler to an extent.
Okay, I mean, again, I wish I had my PowerPoint here. I wish that you could see my PowerPoint. But here's the two things I'm going to say to that. You said Islam was the only guy who wasn't scared of following Charles to the ground after he was hurt. But do you remember when Dustin Poirier hurt him? Dustin Poirier goes to the ground. Charles locks in an omoplata. Do you know what an omoplata is?
I do.
He gets him in an omoplata. I'm just making sure. And Dustin had to roll and end up on the bottom. So I'm just saying, You said he was the only guy to ever do that, but actually that's not the case.
When I said he was the only guy who was confident enough to like pursue him to the ground, I feel like the grappling of Islam Makhachev and Dustin Poirier is pretty significant. There's a pretty big difference in the grappling. So yes, if Dustin goes on the ground to try to follow him, he's not going to be comfortable with being on the ground. So he's going to try to get up. Islam, on the other hand, he'll be comfortable staying on the ground for any period of time. He's not going to be trying to get up like Dustin was, because the distinct grappling difference from Islam Makhachev and Dustin Poirier is the mass. In addition to that, I also think Khabib's a better grappler than Islam Makhachev. So trust me, I don't think Khabib's going to have any kind of struggle on the ground.
Here's two questions I want to ask you. So yeah, Islam did follow Charles Oliveira to the ground and he actually submitted him. But why was he able to submit him? What happened prior to that moment?
He had him
that
rocked.
Jumped on him.
He had him rocked.
Yeah. So you think, because what happened in that fight was the fight starts and Charles immediately goes at Islam, tries to walk him down, tries to put pressure on him. And what we saw in that fight was the first fight we realized that Islam Makhachev is an elite striker. What Islam was doing, Islam was constantly circling away from Charles, moving away. Yep. He would lunge into range and land combinations. Then he would get out of range again.
Yep.
That is what kept happening over and over again. And, since that fight, obviously, Islam Makhachev outboxed Dustin Poirier. He went to war on the feet with Volkanovski. I mean, clearly, the reason why that fight went the way it did was because Islam Makhachev is an elite striker. He rocked Charles and he jumped on him. Khabib was never capable of that same kind of striking.
I disagree.
Same kind of striking.
Disagree. So I feel like Conor McGregor, in my opinion, is a better striker than Charles Oliveira. That's just from what I'm looking at from a subjective point of view. Seeing Conor go in there and drop and hurt a lot of people. And I've seen Khabib be able to drop Conor because of the threat of the takedown. One thing me and you could both acknowledge is that the threat of a takedown opens up striking. I think Khabib has one of the greatest threat of takedowns. Therefore, if he's able to catch someone like Conor McGregor on the feet and compromise him, there's no doubt in my mind he could do it against a less accomplished striker like Charles Oliveira, who's one of the most embarrassed. Matter of fact, let me just say this about Charles. He's one of the least defensively sound strikers. He kind of walks forward and relies on trying to overwhelm his opponents with some kind of volume and stuff. And that's why he gets caught so often. It's not even that you got to be some kind of elite great striker to catch Charles. It's just that he puts himself in that risk. Like I said, Khabib could do it to Conor. He could do it to Charles 100%.
Well, here's what I would say. You say that he's a better... Well, there's two things that you said that I take issue with. You said that you believe Khabib is a better grappler than Islam. But you got to understand, right? Grappling, that's a very broad term, right? Here's my problem, I think, when people talk about Khabib. it's all generalities. Nobody, and I don't think you'll be able to do this, nobody actually mentions and brings up what Khabib was good at when it comes to grappling. Whenever you ask the random MMA fan, you go, what was, can you outline Khabib's game to me? They would say, okay, well, he the best wrestler, no one can stop him. I mean, he was the best, no one could stop his grappling. His grappling was unstoppable. No one could stop him. But they never actually outline specifically what he was good at. And I'll tell you what Khabib was good at. Okay, Khabib used folk-style wrestling techniques up against the fence. That's what he was good at. When he got you up against the fence and he took you down and guys would turtle, he would grab a body lock and he would constantly ride you from the turtle, constantly.
How is this one better than Khabib?
Don't interrupt me.
You're yapping. I don't care. I don't care what you're yapping about. How is Islam better than Khabib? You're saying Islam's better than Khabib, and you haven't said anything about Islam being better than Khabib. You're just talking about Khabib's grappling style and how he's so good at it because he uses folk style. I don't care. Tell me how Islam's better than Khabib.
Islam is, well, first of all, it's not that they're better. They're very different. They do
completely
different things. They do completely 100% different things. Habib's entire game opened up when he got you up against the fence and you turtled and you kept trying to get back up. He would grab a body lock and he would keep hitting mat returns. This is not Islam's style. When Islam would take you down, he tries to take your back. He tries to put in a body lock. Now, what we saw when Islam win against Charles in the round, right? Oh, sorry, what? You have a problem with that?
Oh, are you gonna just spring up the Volk fight and be like, yeah, he tried to get you down and put you in a body like by bringing up the one Volk situation, bro? 99% of the time against Dan Hook.
Volk? Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean Volk? I brought up the Volk.
He put Volk on a body lock in the first fight. I think it was the fourth round. I forgot what round it was, but he put Volk on like a body triangle and he locked him there for like the whole round.
No, he always does that. He did that against Dustin Poirier as well.
Okay, but against Dan Hooker, he didn't use it at all. Like if he's going against someone who he feels like is not as sufficient as against Armin, he never did it. Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like you're bringing up like very few instances. But like, listen, let me just tell you something. Right. I don't like this narrative. I don't like this narrative that Islam is a better grappler. Like, I love Islam. He's very well diverse, but the difference between Islam and Khabib was able to go in there every single night with the same game plan. Everyone would train for to defend against his grappling. Everyone knew what he was going to do. They knew he was going to switch it up, and he was able to impose that game plan every single time. Nice. The one mutual opponent that they ever won against, and two, they went against two, but one of them being Dustin Poirier. We've seen the success Dustin Poirier had in the grappling realm. Islam had against Dustin in the grappling realm. We've seen the success Khabib had against Dustin.
Okay, hold on. Let me hop in there because that was a big point you just made about Dustin Poirier. Okay,
what?
When Dustin Poirier fought Khabib, and this goes back to what I was saying, that you were like, oh, you're yapping, you're not making any points. No. You just brought it up, and there's a reason why I was talking about Khabib's folk-style techniques up against the fence, because Dustin Poirier said in that fight, he said before that fight in interviews, before he fought Khabib, he goes, Khabib's going to take me down, but I got to keep the scramble going. That's what he said. That was the worst fucking thing Dustin Poirier ever could have done in that fight, because Khabib, he is the best in the world up against the fence at folk-style pins and mat returns. Dustin Poirier kept turtling, kept trying to get back up, and he was getting eaten alive. Every single time. He really fatigued himself. He really tired himself out, and eventually
Where are you
got
going
submitted.
with this, though?
So when he fought Islam, he changed up his game big time there. He said, if I get taken down and I get put in a bad position, I'm not going to waste energy this time. I'm not going to try to explode because how I got eaten alive the last time I tried doing that. When Islam took his back, Dustin would relax from that position. He would relax, he would try to stall out, and he would just try to wait till the end of the round. Same thing when Dustin Poirier fought Charles Oliveira. When Dustin Poirier had to roll because he got stuck in the omoplata following Charles to the ground, he didn't try to get back up. He stayed on his back because he knew if he tried to get back up, he was giving up his back. All right. So look,
what does this have to do with Islam being a better grappler than Khabib? Like, you're just rambling about a bunch of stuff that don't really. You're not really defending your argument.
I'm not. You just brought up. You went. Look
at
what
you said. Islam's a better grappler than Khabib. You proved it with no way.
Don't interrupt me.
What way?
Don't interrupt me, Kenneth. Do not interrupt me.
You've been talking for 20 minutes.
You said. See, dude. This is what you see. You said. And don't interrupt me. You said, look at what Islam did to Dustin Poirier. And then look at what Khabib did to Dustin Poirier.
Yes.
And I'm talking about the see, this is what you're talking in generalities, dude. You don't know what you're talking about. You go, no, he's a better grappler, black and white, plain and simple.
No,
and
okay, so can I explain
and you interrupted me again!
Shut up, shut your mouth. You've been talking this whole time. Listen, Shay, I haven't had one word to speak.
No, you be quiet.
Let me talk.
Kenneth, you be quiet. No, Kenneth, I'm not done bringing up my point, Kenneth.
Let me say my argument for you talking.
Kenneth,
you've been talking for 10
no.
one time.
See, dude, you know I've got you in a corner. You know I've got you in a corner. I've got you in a corner, dude.
Can I explain how Habib's a better wrestler? Can I explain how Habib's a better wrestler?
No.
Can I explain it? Can I explain how Habib's a better grappler than Islam Makhachev? Because I said it was the case, and then all you went on was like, Khabib has folk style wrestling. He's only good at smothering people and people getting. I don't give a shit about anything you just said.
No, I know you
what
don't.
I'm saying,
Kenny,
what I'm saying about Khabib being a more
anything about fighting, dude. You don't
you're not letting me talk. Okay, just let me talk for like 20 seconds. You've been talking for like 50. You've been talking for like 45 seconds. Let me talk for 1 second. All right, I'm gonna make this argument. This guy's like, I can't even have a conversation with this guy, bro.
Do very different things. They have very different styles on the ground.
Okay, so can I say my point now?
Who's better? It's not.
This is crazy.
They do different things. Khabib wants you up against the fence, and Habib's game.
Okay, cool. I get it. They're two different grapplers.
On the fact that you
Shay, when have I said they're the same grappler?
He eats you alive.
When have I said they're the same grappler?
It's completely different.
When have I said they're the same grappler?
So you
when have I said they're the same style?
So you
look at this guy. He's not even listening.
Look at what Dustin Poirier. Look at what happened when Dustin Poirier fought Habib and when Islam fought Habib. They're
okay. Can I say my point?
They do.
Can I just talk?
They have different strengths.
And this is not even a debate. We can't even get a debate, guys. I'm sorry, chat.
And as soon as I had you in a corner, as soon as I had you in a corner, dude, right when I got you in a corner, you started screaming, dude.
Can I respond?
Right as I was bringing that up, all of a sudden, weirdly enough, I get you in a corner, and then you start freaking the fuck out, and you start trying to talk over me, dude.
Yes or no? Can I respond,
man? I had you completely trapped in a corner.
Yes or no? Can I respond? Yes or no? Can I respond?
Dude, if I'm bringing up a point that has you in a corner, you're still doing it, dude. You're still doing it. You see this
listen, Shay. All right, pause. Pause on the debate. Pause on the debate.
The second I had this motherfucker trapped in a corner, he started screaming.
Shay, please, bro. Okay, to have a debate, you have to say your side after respond my side. I know you don't want me to talk, but we can't really have a debate if you're gonna just talk the whole time and not let me talk. All right, I'm glad you said your points about how they're different styles of wrestlers. Not once in that whole, you can rewind the tape. Not once have I said they're a similar style or had any similarities in the grappling. What I said is, if you look at, let me talk. Just let me talk. You talked. When I said, look at Habib's grappling style, I said Habib goes in there with the same game plan every single time and puts his will in the wrestling. A big mutual point they had was Dustin Poirier. Habib was way more successful because he has better control than Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev is not known for controlling people for a long period of time. You can look at the Islam versus Volk fight. He wasn't able to control Volk on the ground for a long period of time. That's why for that one round that he got the backpack lock in. You look at the Dustin Poirier fight, wasn't able to take down Dustin Poirier. He's controlling for a long period of time because Dustin was able to get back up every single time. You look at when Habib was able to fight these guys, he was able to have a lot of control on them, and when they get back up, he'll always keep a body lock or some kind of clincher guns on them against the fence. And when they try to get up, he'll pull them back down because he's really good at chain wrestling. Islam's not as good of a chain wrestler as someone like Khabib Nurmagomedov, and it's not Islam's fault because Islam's really diverse in other realms of fighting. But you can't try to paint the narrative that Islam's better at controlling people, better at finding the finish, because the 3-title defense he had was 3 finishes due to submission. So let's get back on the subject that we're actually debating, which is Charles and Khabib.
No.
So when you look at Charles, when I look at Charles, listen, we're not debating Islam's. We're debating Charles Khabib.
Point now. I want to make my point.
All right, make your point, and then go back to Charles Khabib because we're debating that.
Okay, two things. You said the only time Islam controlled Volkanovski was that one round he took the body triangle.
Yep.
He actually also controlled him in the first round by also taking his back. But
he
did.
Got up.
Yeah, no. The first round, the round ends with him on his back.
The last 10 seconds, that's not controlling someone for a long period of time, which goes back to my point.
No, it was not the last 10 seconds. It was not the last 10 seconds. It was a whole
minute he was controlling him.
He had his back. See, this is why I needed my fucking PowerPoint.
He did not control for a minute in the end of the first. That's cap.
No. I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up and I'm showing it. I'm pulling it up and I'm showing it. I know. Dude, I don't know about you. I actually prepared for this. I prepared for this.
I don't need to prepare for you.
I know you don't, because you don't know anything about fighting, dude.
Keep in mind, this is Habib Charles. Look at, pull it up. Hurry up.
No. Okay. First of all, and you keep saying that. You keep saying this is Habib Charles.
That's taking me. You just made up a lie. You got cooked. Moving on. Now back to Charles and Habib. You got flamed. You trying to lie about shit. Don't fucking try to lie to me. I know my shit.
I'm gonna wait till you're done.
Now back to Charles and Habib because you just lied about it. You didn't check because you're lying.
Pull up Volkanovski versus Islam. I'm gonna pull up Volkanovski, but I'm gonna wait till you're done. Are you done?
No, pull it up. I'll pull it up for you if you don't want to pull it up.
Hold on. Let me remind everybody, because you keep saying that. You just said again, you went, no, we're talking about Habib Charles, but you're talking about something else. Let me take us all back to the first point you made, which was, look at how Dustin Poirier fought Islam. And you're interrupting me again. Look at how Dustin Poirier did against Islam. Look at how Khabib did against Islam. That you brought that up, not me. You said, look at Dustin Poirier in those two fights. And I brought up how they are completely different. They have completely different styles, and they're looking for different things on the ground. And, as soon as I brought that up, you start freaking the fuck out. And now you just agree? What?
No,
dude, as soon as I was talking about that, you erupted,
listen, Shay.
Dude, you erupted.
I never said I never
started screaming.
Listen, Shay, you're going to rewind this and you're going to feel really dumb. Never once have I said they had the same style.
I agree.
Never once have I said Islam and Khabib had the same style. Then, show me where I said that. We could go back and you're gonna say I never said that. You're arguing something that wasn't there.
Okay.
You're arguing something that wasn't there. Now you're gonna feel really stupid looking back at this debate.
Okay, then why do you think that it's significant? Then why did you bring up the differences between Khabib and Islam? Then?
Want me to answer that? Because I believe that Khabib is better at controlling opponents than Islam is on the floor on the ground. That's why I think that. I've seen, and I can also tie into a point that I also believe that Khabib Nurmagomedov is better at ground and pounding as well as better at submitting people. I feel like Khabib's an overall better grappler. So let's get this straight. He's better at controlling. Wait, look, Shay, look at me. True or false? He's better at controlling. He's better at ground and pound, and he's better at submissions. So who's the better grappler in your opinion? Thank you very much. Now, moving back to Charles versus Khabib.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean? Thank you very much. What do you mean, you stupid mother? What do you mean? Thank you very much. You asked me a question. You asked me a question, and then immediately said thank you very much. And
you're about to get 10-7, bro. You were working a beast. Nice now. You were working a beast, bro. You were working a beast, bro. Now let's talk about Charles versus Khabib. Now let's talk about Charles versus Khabib because you really want me to do this? All right, cool. Let's talk about Charles versus Khabib now, bro.
Kenny, look.
Charles versus Khabib.
Look, Kenny. Look, a minute left in round one. A minute left in round one, and he has his back, you dumb motherfucker.
Khabib or Charles?
Look. No, I want you to look at this.
Yes, listen, you got that. Shay, you got that. I give you credit. Listen, I'll give you credit. Listen, let me tell you why I still took 9. Let me tell you why I still took 9. Because, listen, let me talk. So the narrative that you try to paint, Islam is a better grappler. I explain how Khabib's better at controlling, Khabib's better at submission, and Khabib's better at ground and pound. So what makes Islam actually the better grappler?
For that conversation. And then as soon as I prove you wrong, you go, all right, you got that one. Now let's move on to something else. What are you talking about? That's crazy.
Take it and move on because you're getting cooked, so you want to backtrack back to that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I'm getting.
Who's better at controlling people? Who's better at controlling Khabib? Who's better at submissions? Khabib. Who's better at ground and pound?
Why do you think he's better at submission? Why do you think he's better at submission?
Khabib's a better grappler than Islam. Let's get into Charles versus Islam, Charles versus Khabib debate that we came to. Now, what is your path to victory for Charles Oliveira when he fights Khabib? Is he gonna get a submission? How does he win the fight? Let me know.
Okay, I'll tell you what. So here's the thing about Khabib Nurmagomedov. Actually, his pure wrestling is not very good. It's not very good, and there's no question there. Do you know what wrestling is, Kenny? Hold on. Do you know what wrestling is? Answer the question. What is wrestling?
What wrestling is.
What is it?
Like what? Like a broad generalization or what?
Yeah, wrestling. Like if you're
when I look at wrestling and MMA, listen, right? I know where you're gonna go with this. I know where you're going to go with this. You're going to bring up open mat wrestling. Well, I think octagon wrestling is different. And I knew you're going to do that because you're a casual and you're trying to paint the narrative that, oh, if you're good at open mat wrestling, you should be good at no. Open mat wrestling and MMA octagon wrestling is two different things due to the utilization of the cages, et cetera, et cetera. So don't try to go in here and paint this narrative that, oh, if you're not good at this wrestling, you're not good at wrestling. I feel like Sambo, as far as everything's the best grappling art, and that's what Khabib masters in. So I feel like in an octagon, because this is not no flat surface, this is not no open mat wrestling, Khabib's would have this distinct clear advantage over Charles Oliveira in the whole grappling realm in general. So yes.
Okay. Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. First of all, open mat wrestling is a factor in MMA because you can wrestle out in the open, right? Now, look, like I said, Khabib is the best in the world against the fence. There's no question. He's the best in the world against the fence, and what his game relies on, like I said, was you trying to get back up against him against the fence, right? But when you look at every single time Khabib shoots takedowns out in the open, not against the fence, it's very, very rare he finishes the takedown. Like I said, I wish you could see the fucking PowerPoint I spent 2 hours making.
PowerPoint,
no, because
I know what you're talking about.
I added a GIF of him fighting Conor McGregor, Alaya Quinta, fucking, what's his name? Michael, his last name escaping me. Michael Johnson. And his first fight in the UFC, I added GIFs of him trying to take these guys down out in the open. He couldn't do it, right? He needed to get them up against the fence to finish the takedown, right? So now I go back to the start. When you look at when Charles fought Islam, Charles tries to walk Islam down, get in his face and pressure him. It didn't work because Islam was landing punches, getting out of range again. He was the better striker. So Charles Oliveira walks Khabib down, goes right at him. right? He's not like he always does. Charles always tries to pressure you, and he doesn't get backed up to the fence. Then what do you expect to happen?
Okay, so I'll answer that. So first of all, this is my thing, because I know you're trying to put me into like me say, oh, he's gonna shoot for a double leg, and he's gonna. But let me explain something to you. The thing about what makes Khabib so great, because you brought up, he only good at taking. I've seen him complete like very hard single legs from grabbing the ankles from in the middle of the octagon. So I've seen him complete single legs in the open octagon. So what you're saying is not really true.
Tell me a fight that happened in.
Conor McGregor shot at his ankles, scored a takedown. Conor did a very good job scrambling out, but the takedown was completed, no matter what you say. So there you go. True. I counter you on that point. True. Now back to my point. The reason he ends up getting people on the cage a lot, the reason he ends up getting people on the cage, the reason he ends up getting people on the cage a lot happens to be because Khabib's pressure. Because Khabib's really good at pressuring people. If you look at Khabib versus anyone from Justin Gaethje, Edson Barboza, he takes their best shots and walks forward. I don't think Charles Oliveira is much of a threat to Khabib's chin. I've seen Khabib take a lot of good shots. As far as Charles, I think his chin is not known as being the best because he walks forward very brainlessly, those stupid flying knees, and gets caught out of position. Like I said, you brought up the striking of Islam Makhachev. I don't disagree that Islam's probably the better on-paper striker than Khabib Nurmagomedov, but I also think that Khabib's very good at doing a good job of not getting hit, whether it's flinging his arms and like moving a lot. We've seen it against Dustin Poirier. We've seen it against a lot of great strikers that he went against, that he's able to evade shots really well. And his counter punches are really good. He's just not a fundamental striker like you probably expect him to be, but he's still a good striker. That being said, he's easy. He's not hard to catch Charles Oliveira, being that he's always right there to get caught. In addition to that, I feel like Khabib's better at pressuring, and I've seen Charles Oliveira. I've seen it in the Arman fight. I've seen it in multiple fights. The longer the fight goes, Charles fades away pretty badly. He's not really known for having a great gas tank. So the longer that fight goes, the more favors Khabib, Khabib's going to drag him to deep waters, bring him down, use the fence to his advantage. And even if he doesn't use the fence, he can shoot a double leg on Charles Oliveira. And you're going to bring up the guillotine threat, and I'm just going to bring up that Khabib has been in compromising positions and guillotines before, like Dustin Poirier. And I know Charles has got people in guillotines from double legs, like Arman Sarukian, but he wasn't able to finish it because he's very hard for him to finish a good grappler. Simple.
Okay. So I am going to bring up the guillotines, and this is why I'm going to bring up the guillotines. You know when Islam fought Charles, right? Khabib was in his corner. And they game planned very specifically in that fight. What are you saying? What was that, dude? What was that? What did I say?
He was in his corner, so he's fighting Habib. Just because he was in his corner doesn't mean he's fighting Habib.
Okay, doesn't mean he's fighting Habib. Dude, of course not.
Did you think it's different when you're in my face, right? Yeah, it's different. It's different.
That's crazy. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, Habib was in his corner. They game planned no single or double legs. Oh, did you just point at your own teeth to try to make fun of me for missing my teeth? Dude, you know that's my biggest insecurity,
No, I didn't.
Right?
I do that on the bedtime debate.
Now you're trying to make fun of my appearance. Now you're trying to make fun of my appearance. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Bedtime debate.
Oh my God, chat. Friendly debate, and you're over here making fun of my appearance, dude.
Hey, I did that in the bedtime debate. Yo, chat, he's getting sensitive. He's getting sensitive.
I'm kidding.
I did that in the bedtime debate too. I swear to God, look back at it.
I'm kidding. So they game planned specifically for Charles, no single or double legs. No single or double legs at all, because the most dangerous submission Charles has is the guillotine. That is what Khabib and Islam came down to when game planning for this. They went, do not shoot takedowns. No takedowns, no single or double legs. Because Khabib has been stuck in guillotines and you'd see it in the PowerPoint. Michael Johnson put him in a guillotine. Rafael Dos Anjos put Khabib in a guillotine.
Yep.
Dustin Poirier put him in a really tight guillotine. And Dustin Poirier can't finish guillotines for shit. I made an entire video breaking down all the mechanics to why Dustin Poirier can't finish guillotines.
Okay, but listen.
And he had Khabib in a really tight guillotine. So here's the thing. Again. Islam Makhachev still won that fight because we learned from that fight with Charles that he's a world-class striker. But if Charles goes at Khabib, walks him down, tries to pressure him, and tries to avoid the fence at all costs, which would be the intelligent game plan, Khabib is not shooting any. First of all, he's not good at shooting single or doubles out in the open. He's not good at shooting single or doubles out in the open, but he would not be shooting on Charles. He absolutely would not, because Khabib, there's a reason why he was 29-0, and that was because he always fought extremely cautiously. He always did. He rarely ever took chances.
What are you talking about?
Ever took risks, and that is an absolute
That's not true. Okay, let me just counter that whole, because the whole narrative that he never took risks, he fights too passive. Well, let's look at the Justin Gaethje fight where he didn't take risks, but the whole time he was walking forward, eating Justin Gaethje's best shots when Justin Gaethje is known as one of the most powerful hitters ever. So that's not true. Let's talk about the fight that he had with Dustin Poirier. He wasn't fighting safe in that fight. He was going for the takedown. He was shooting double legs. Yep. He was shooting double legs against a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. You keep bringing up Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt who couldn't finish. Yeah. Listen, I know you're gonna say he sucks. Cool. RDA also a BJJ black belt. You can keep saying these guys suck and they suck at grappling, but the truth of the matter is these grapplers are black belts for a reason, and they still can't finish guillotines on Khabib Nurmagomedov. Yeah, look at your watch. But at the end of the day, no black belt has finished Khabib in submission. Is not going to start by Charles Oliveira, who has an inability of finishing high-level grapplers. We've seen it. Armin Sarukian, the only reason he got out of that tough position because he was a high-level grappler. He's not able to finish these guys. And Khabib's a way better grappler than Armin Sarukian. I've seen Armin Sarukian go in there against people like Gamrot, get wrestled 6 takedowns to 1, out-grappled that whole fight. And I seen him get out-grappled by Islam Makhachev, is fucking Khabib's protege. So don't fucking look at me like Armin's a better grappler than Khabib Nurmagomedov. Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
Man,
have you lost your sense?
Again, man, here's your fallacy, dude. Here's your fallacy. You keep just using this big blanket term of better grappler, worse grappler. Dude, Armin Sarukian, Armin Sarukian, Islam Makhachev, Khabib Nurmagomedov, all 3 of those guys, completely different. They all have different strengths on the ground.
Wait, Shay, why do you gaslight me like I said they're the same grapplers? Not one time I said they're the same grapplers. I got you in a corner and you're interrupting me again. I'm not going to let you do me like this, dude. No way. One time I said they're the same grapplers. It's a cap. I've never said they're the same ever. When did I say they're the same?
Second of all, I'm still talking. I let you talk and you didn't let me talk.
Never said they're the same grapplers.
I let you talk and you didn't let me talk.
Fix up what you're saying because you're gaslighting.
You didn't let me talk.
You're gaslighting.
He's doing what he always does. He's doing what he always does. No, I got this motherfucker in a corner, and then he starts
I never said they're the same grapplers.
I got him in a corner, and then he immediately tries to cut me off again, dude. Okay, second of all,
I never said they're the same grapplers. Let's start there. Move.
No, dude, no. Okay, no, I know you keep, but you're using this.
Stop putting words in my mouth trying to gaslight me.
No, you're using this weird blanket, general, casual term of better,
casual
worse.
Term.
Yes, better, worse. You went. Habib just simply is better than Armin Sarukian.
I can back it up.
I can back it up. Such different things on the ground. They have different strengths.
I can back it up.
They're not the same.
I can back it up. Want me to back it up?
No, I want to make my point. I want to make my point
without saying stuff I never said.
No, I want to make my point.
Make your point without
I'm not done yet. You said like 5 different points,
yeah, I know.
and I said one thing, and you
started
interrupting me, dude.
Make up your points without putting words in my mouth. Go.
No. Okay. Second point here. What is a black belt in jiu-jitsu? Tell me.
What do you ask me these stupid questions for?
No, it's not a stupid question. You said black belts can't finish him, but I want to understand, why do you think that automatically being a black belt means that?
I feel like being a black belt means I feel like being a black belt means you're accomplished in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's what it means.
Accomplished. You think that means you're accomplished in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
It means you earned your stripes and got up to a black belt. That's a fact.
All right. Let me tell you what being a black belt in jiu-jitsu is.
Yo, stop trying to. I don't care if you do jiu-jitsu, Shay. We're talking about
Charles Khabib. Stop saying the topic. You brought it up, not me. You did. You said that black belts get him.
I brought up that there are Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belts that couldn't finish him.
Why that doesn't make
any sense. And he starts Shay, I know you do jiu-jitsu. Keep it on topic. You're getting fucked up, so you're trying to make generalities.
This guy in a corner. Oh, he immediately starts interrupting.
You're such a nerd.
No,
this guy's a nerd.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. And now the name calling. I don't care that you do. I got you in a corner, and now the name calling comes out again. You're good at jiu-jitsu.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, first of all,
show me. Name one jiu-jitsu black belt who finished Khabib. You can't. Now shut up. I don't give a fuck about jiu-jitsu.
Okay. Then why did you bring it up? Then why did you think that means something?
Let me tell you. Maybe it's because Charles Oliveira is a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
And he couldn't finish Armin Sarukian. And every single black belt in jiu-jitsu Khabib went against, who had him in a compromising position from RDA to Dustin Poirier, could not finish him.
Okay. All right. So now we both agree. So now we both agree that you brought up a black belt as some reasoning to why, that point made any sense. So again,
actually, you brought the black belts first. You brought up RDA first.
You brought up being a black belt. Now I'm going to talk about
RDA and Dustin. You brought up RDA, Dustin, and Michael Johnson.
And he's still talking.
Yeah, go cry about it.
Being a black belt means that you showed up. That's all it does. Being a black belt is not a reference of skill level. Being a black belt means you showed up every single day for many years. That's all it means. Okay, now first of all, being a black belt, there's a wide gap between being a black, and he's talking over me again.
No, I'm asking you a question.
Let me finish my point.
I'm asking you a question.
I got him in a corner, and he's not letting me finish my point.
What corner are you talking about? This has nothing to do with the debate. This is off topic. This is a side debate. Let me ask you something.
Kenneth.
Let me ask you something. If you're not scared enough,
let me finish my point. You can ask me whatever you want.
Can I get a black belt offer just showing up?
Let me finish my point and you can ask me whatever I want. Let me finish my point and ask you whatever I want, all right? There is a massive difference between Dustin Poirier black belt and Gordon Ryan, a black belt. Both of those guys are black belts, and the skill level is astronomical between those people.
No shit.
You bring up RDA. RDA got armbarred twice by Cowboy Cerrone in the
Charles
same
Oliveira got
night.
submitted too.
In the same
Charles Oliveira got submitted
night.
multiple times
so first
too.
Of all,
You're not helping
so
your
first
case
of all,
here.
right?
You're not helping your case
first
here.
Of all, you brought up the fact that Khabib's got put in guillotines by black belts and they never finished him. Then why did he tell Islam Makhachev? Why did they game plan? Do not shoot any singular doubles on this guy.
Brother, because
do not
listen,
do it.
Let me answer it. Because typically when you're game planning for someone who's accomplished like Charles Oliveira at finishing guillotines, it's likely that you wouldn't want them to shoot against him because they put him in a compromised position.
So
like why are you trying to play dumb?
So we both agree that Khabib. So we both agree then that Khabib will not shoot single or double.
That doesn't make
Charles
sense. He will still shoot.
He won't.
He will still shoot. Why would he not?
Because he told Islam Makhachev, do not shoot on this guy. That was their game plan. They came to.
Shay, but you got to understand when you're game planning, like say you're game planning for like a fucking Francis Ngannou, you're gonna wrestle. Striker or not, you're gonna wrestle because why would you want to put yourself in that compromised position? Because someone like Cyril Gane stand with him and force him to wrestle? Yes. But would the smarter thing to be to like force wrestling or grappling changes? Yes. So you're trying to paint the narrative that smart game planning equates to him getting scared. It's just the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. But it just shows that you have a casual mindset trying to gaslight me into stupid,
hold on,
pointless argument.
What the fuck is that?
Stupid argument.
What do you
of course
mean?
you'll shoot. You'll shoot no matter.
What does that have to do with anything?
Multiple takedowns on Charles and score multiple of them. Charles sucks at wrestling.
Who did that? Who shot multiple takedowns on Charles?
I said I think Khabib would shoot multiple takedowns on Charles Oliveira. And Armin shot a lot of takedowns on Charles Oliveira. So what are you trying to get at?
Okay, but do you know why Armin was able to shoot?
Armin's a good wrestler. Yeah,
no, he's a better wrestler. Armin's background is
talk about this.
freestyle wrestling. Armin's background is freestyle wrestling.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
Sport he
let's
did.
Talk about it.
He is better at shooting takedowns out in the open. He is superior than Khabib at shooting takedowns out in the open. That's why when he shot on Charles, his head positioning was too low for him to get any guillotines on, right?
No, it wasn't. It was right there for him. He had the neck for the take. He just couldn't finish it.
It was in my PowerPoint. No, it wasn't. How can you say that? Hold on, no. How can you say that?
No. You're gonna wait. Now you've been talking
for this debate.
All right, now you've been talking.
I watched all of these fights.
I don't care. Listen, I know you're a fanboy. Listen, I know you're a Charles fanboy.
I don't need to.
I'm an Izzy fanboy too.
You remember Armin's head positioning on these takedowns.
Let me tell you why Armin is not a superior grappler compared to Khabib Nurmagomedov.
I never said he was a superior grappler.
You just said he's a better wrestler. You just said he's better at wrestling than
he is. And this is, this is
he's not. So
I'm trying to spell this out for you so clearly. But every time I do, you go, I don't care about freestyle wrestling.
No. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
This is fighting, dude. This is
fighting. Shay, listen.
Armin Sarukian is better at shooting takedowns.
Let me tell you his whole argument right now. Shay's trying to say this. Shay's trying to say if you have a background in wrestling or a background in this and a background in that,
and Matt
you could go
returns up
against
the fence.
Shut up, dude. You've been talking.
More of a freestyle wrestler, but he's not the same as Armin Sarukian.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
For back takes, body triangles, and submissions. They're different. They do completely different
things. Why is my chat gaslighting me? Chat, why are you guys gaslighting me like I'm the one talking over him? He's talking over me. But let's talk about it. All right, let's talk about it, Shay. Because he got chat. This is the thing when stupid people like Shay make pointless arguments. I'm gonna stop him right there, and I'm gonna cook him on the aspect. He said Armin Sarukian is a better wrestler than Khabib, and that's so easy to be countered because every single time Armin Sarukian went against another good wrestler, he got out wrestled every single time. From Islam Makhachev in his debut against a 26-year-old Islam, he did go in there and he got out wrestled against Gamma, who's a very mediocre wrestler looking back at it, who felt like Dan Hooker was able to stop a multiple takedowns from him. Yeah, you can say what you want about Gamma. Dan Hooker forced Gamma to stand with him and do stuff and takedowns, and Dan Hooker's nowhere near a great wrestler because we've seen Islam Makhachev handle Dan Hooker in the wrestling realm. But if you look at every time Armin Sarukian went against a good wrestler, he failed the test. And he's trying to say Armin Sarukian's a better wrestler than Khabib Nurmagomedov. This guy's lost his mind. He's trying to gaslight people, but you would never in your life make someone like me look stupid because you don't know shit compared to me. You are a casual kid. You listen, Shay, what you're good at is because you actually do jiu-jitsu in real life. So what you try to do in debates like this, you try to take it out, you try to take it away from like what happens in the octagon and try to frame it to like, yeah, but in jiu-jitsu I do this, so I know. Trust me, dude, in jiu-jitsu this happens. I don't give a fuck about your jiu-jitsu black belt or whatever the fuck you are. I don't care about none of that shit. As far as the octagon and the UFC shit goes, you are getting cooked and now you're upset about it. That's why you're on your phone like, listen, how does Charles beat him? Keep looking up shit, bro. In the middle of the debate, you get inflamed. Fucking. Oh yeah.
Okay, sorry. I had to request some cards on Clash Royale. Okay. Gamrot.
Yeah, exactly.
Gamrot.
Yeah,
hold on. Gamrot. You brought up Gamrot. You said you can't believe that Arman Tsarukyan got out-wrestled by Gamrot. You want to know something crazy, Kenneth? Gamrot's a way better wrestler. I mean, I'm not saying he's way better than Arman. He's a better wrestler than Arman, and guess what? He's a better wrestler than Khabib and Islam.
Everyone's a better wrestler than Khabib.
No, hold on. Kenneth, again, dude, you talked for 25 minutes straight. I brought up one point.
Everyone's a better wrestler than Khabib. This guy's cringe, dude. This guy knows nothing.
Kenneth, who would win in a wrestling match? Straight up wrestling. Gamrot, the guy who wrestled freestyle wrestling his entire life, or Khabib, who did sambo? Who's gonna win in a wrestling match?
I'll answer. In an octagon, which is what they're fighting, Khabib beats every man in wrestling on the planet. Stop trying to stop trying to go off topic talking about folk-style wrestling outside the UFC, in open mat wrestling outside. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about outside the UFC. They are in the UFC wrestling. Stop trying to take away the cage. The cage is there for a reason. This is an argument about Charles versus Khabib in an octagon. They're not going to fucking grapple in BJJ. You're getting flamed to a point where you're getting out of the UFC. We are on MMA. Stay on MMA. Stop trying to go out of stuff. You're getting cooked so bad you can't even, you're trying to get off of it. You can't take the octagon. Listen, the cage is in the octagon. Stop trying to act like it's not. You got cooked so bad you're fucking talking about freestyle folks. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Well, I think the reason why you didn't give a fuck about it is you didn't know they existed until I started bringing it up.
Look at you. Now you're just making up bullshit. Just shut up. It's about MMA grappling.
You don't. Dude, you said Gamrot out-wrestled Arman Tsarukyan, right? Because they were having wrestling exchanges in the octagon. You went, he out-wrestled Arman. I'm like, oh yeah, well, Kenneth, you know what's fucking crazy? Gamrot did wrestling his entire life. So yeah, it makes sense he out-wrestled Arman because he's a better wrestler. And you bring that up, and you're like, and immediately you just.
No, I was the one who brought up Gamrot was a better wrestler.
You bring up the point
I know Gamrot's a better wrestler than Arman. I never said he wasn't.
I bring up the point. Well, yeah, Gamrot, the guy who is the best pure wrestler in the fucking lightweight division. Yeah, that makes sense. He out-wrestled Arman. Now, again, the cage exists, right? The cage exists, and Khabib is the best guy up against the fence, period.
Yes,
how does that change? No, but how does that change the fact that guys are going... No, I'm not done talking yet. How does that change the fact that... How does that change the fact that Arman and Gamrot were having wrestling exchanges out in the open? So what do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so let me answer that question. So I see what you're trying to say. First of all, I brought up that Gamrot's a better wrestler than Arman. You didn't bring that up. I said Gamrot was a better wrestler than Arman because I said every single time Arman goes against a good wrestler, he lost. Because you're goofy. I don't know why you said it. You said Arman Tsarukyan is a better wrestler than Khabib, and your argument for that was because before the UFC he did folk style and did all this. Yeah. But what you got to understand is that the point of these debates, I understand what you're saying. Bo Nickal, one of the best wrestlers in the UFC today. Do I think he's the best? If I'm making a ranking list, would I put Bo Nickal top 10? Fuck no, because you're getting ragdolled by fucking Cody Brutnage getting stuff. But the reason is I do think Bo Nickal beats a lot of people in open mat wrestling. Yeah. But what you're failing to understand in this debate and that you keep going back to is that you're just talking about but before the UFC and this they did this, and I get it, but what you got to know, wrestling doesn't always correlate to being dominant in the UFC. I've seen so much Olympic wrestlers like Henry Cejudo go in there against people like Marab with the Sambo style and get mauled, and it's not his fault, and it happened in open mat too. But the thing is, the octagon changed everything. So you're trying to gaslight people and trying to paint the narrative that if you have some kind of background in this, you're going to be a better wrestler overall. It doesn't constitute to MMA, which is why you're losing this debate pretty bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Well, that's news to me that I'm losing this debate. But again, I'll go back. So again, I don't know what all that means. But again, we're gonna go back to you bringing up a point.
I don't know what all that means.
You brought up a point. You went, dude, Arman Tsarukyan got out wrestled by Gamrot, and you think that he's a better wrestler than Khabib? You brought that up. But now you're agreeing with me. No, hold on. Now you're agreeing with me. You go, yeah, no, I know he is a better wrestler, but now we're not talking about wrestling. You said you brought up a point. Arman got out wrestled by Gamrot. You tried to use that as a point. So then I say, well, yeah, Gamrot's a better wrestler. He competed in wrestling prior. Now you go, yeah, we both agree about that, but why are you acting like the cage? No, you said that he got out wrestled by Gamrot. And I explained to you how, dude. That's what I did. I explained to you how.
Yo, listen,
and then you go on a weird tangent and you say,
exactly,
yeah, we
agree
both
here.
Already know that. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, we agree.
And again, hold on. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet.
But you know why I brought that up? Hold on. Do you know why I brought that up? Because you said Arman Tsarukyan is a better wrestler than Khabib. So I brought up multiple instances where he went against good wrestlers and got out wrestled. So don't try to gaslight me.
I've got more to say.
I know what I'm saying.
I've got more to say. What I keep saying this entire time is Khabib is the best in the world against the fence, right? His judo and his jiu-jitsu is better than Arman Tsarukyan, obviously. Khabib, and I would say Islam as well, both of them are far more well-rounded grapplers. Arman Tsarukyan is the better wrestler, though. And again, you keep wanting to go, oh, but why are you talking about wrestling? Wrestling's not MMA. No. Dude, you have to look at what these guys' skill sets are. Khabib is better at judo, better throws, better jiu-jitsu, but he's not the better wrestler. Right?
Okay.
That is why Arman was able to take Charles down out in the open. He's the better wrestler. When he gets to your legs, he's so...
No, he's not.
Yes, but how can
no,
you
he's
say
not.
Because
he gets out-wrestled every single time in the open mat. You said, no, because I was agreeing. No, listen, once you said that Arman's the better wrestler than Khabib out in the open, I still disagree with that. Like I said, every single time you wrestle out in the open with a good wrestler, you got to wrestle. I can't point to one fight that Arman Tsarukyan went against good wrestler and not wrestled him. The only one who's a good... I'm not even going to say good wrestler because fucking Charles sucks, but he out-wrestled Charles in the open because Charles sucks at wrestling, which goes back to my point. Khabib's not going to struggle to take down Charles. You're getting listen, every single time you sidetrack and go to a different debate, you're never gonna win it. Like you can't touch me, dude. Like, let's stay on topic as far as Charles. Let's stay on topic as far as Charles and Khabib. What did you make? You haven't made any points. Listen, Shay, listen. I get your approach in this debate. I knew you were gonna come in with stuff that had nothing to do with MMA because that's what you like know because you actually do jiu-jitsu. I'm sure people told me that. So I knew when this debate came up about Khabib versus Charles, your whole debate would be like, yeah, but outside the MMA ring, Charles he's so good at grappling. Also, I get that before the UFC, people have backgrounds that they come from and they excel in it. However, you can't try to act like, as far as MMA is concerned, Khabib wasn't the best grappler in UFC history. You just can't do that. It's not truthful. So we're talking about MMA. Charles and Khabib aren't going to fight in jiu-jitsu. They're not going to fight in open mat, whatever. They will fight in an MMA octagon. Now, when I look in the MMA octagon, I see Charles, who fights pretty delusionally. He fights forward. He puts himself in compromising positions. I've seen Khabib catch someone like Conor McGregor on the feet. Conor McGregor is a way more established striker than Charles Oliveira, and he caught him due to the takedown threat. And I also think Khabib's takedown threat is going to be very easy against someone like Charles, who sucks at defending takedowns and sucks at defending strikes and sucks at getting rocked. Like when Islam rocked him, he was able to finish him so quickly. I think Khabib could do him similar. And if he survives the fight and it goes 5 rounds, I'll guarantee it's probably going to be 50-43 Khabib Nurmagomedov, because there's no way the fight is elongated and Charles has any chance of winning. Simple as.
Okay. So first of all, Kenneth, do you see what I just did there? I didn't say a single word when you made that whole point. I did not say a single thing. I let you talk. I was completely quiet.
I'm kicking you though.
No, I just want to let you know that, I want to show you how nice it is when someone's cordial and someone lets you talk. My response to that's going to be first of all, to your very first point again. Do you know what MMA stands for? Go ahead and tell me what MMA stands for.
MMA. I forgot. MMA. Oh, mixed martial arts, right? That's what it stands for?
Mixed martial arts. So what MMA is when you mix martial arts, right? Right? So because MMA is the sport where you mix martial arts, like you take all these different martial arts and you try to kind of fit your own style using all of them. Why can you then elaborate to me again why it doesn't matter that Arman, Islam, Khabib have different martial arts? Why does that not matter? You told me it didn't matter.
Okay.
We're talking about MMA. We're not talking about all these different martial arts.
And I'll answer that.
It's mixed martial arts. Okay, all right.
I'll answer that. Because when you bring up stupid points like, oh my God, but when you bring up stupid points like in open mat or like in folk style wrestling, Khabib wouldn't beat these guys or this, that. And I could play the game with you and be like, yeah, but in Sambo, Khabib, but I'm not. The reason I don't play this game is because, yeah, you're right. It's mixed martial arts. So what happens when you mix martial arts in the UFC? The superior martial arts usually wins. Can we agree on that? Correct, we can. So from what UFC has shown us, that Sambo has always beaten BJJ. Can we agree on that? Yes, we can. So now we look at someone like Charles Oliveira, who's great at BJJ. We look at someone Khabib, who's a multiple-time world champion in Sambo and national champion as well in Sambo. So when we know Sambo beats BJJ, we already seen him before. This is going to be no different, except we're going to see the highest level of Sambo in UFC history go against Charles Oliveira's BJJ. And we've seen Charles submitted multiple times. We've seen Charles rocked on the feet multiple times. So yes, it's mixed martial arts, but usually the superior martial arts wins. And in this case, Sambo superior to BJJ. So I cooked you again.
Okay,
go ahead.
So you just said that every single time a Sambo athlete goes against a jiu-jitsu athlete, they win.
I've never said that.
Yes, no, yeah, you did. No, you said Sambo's superior. You said every time.
I said the superior thing in the UFC was Sambo over BJJ. I didn't say every single time they did. Stop trying to gaslight me. You can't do that with me. You can't do that with me, dog. I'm too good at this shit. Are you crazy, dog? You know who you're debating with right now?
See, again, you know who I am, and now you're doing it again, dude. I just had you in a corner and you started screaming. Come on, dog.
It's too easy,
No, I had you in a corner and you started screaming again, dude. You literally just went you said your exact words were every single time we've seen a Sambo athlete against Sambo wins. And my next question was gonna be name a time a Sambo athlete went against a pure jiu-jitsu specialist other than Charles Oliveira, and you were done. You had nothing.
Hold on.
You didn't have one, so you started. You went. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
BJJ guy. Okay, so Khabib versus RDA, that's a BJJ back versus.
Dude, no, RDA, no, RDA
that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Jiu-jitsu grappler, dude. He's not.
That is not RDA's. What are you talking about? This is too easy.
RDA's pure skill, dude. That's crazy.
This is too easy. You can't ever back me in the corner. I have a rebuttal for everything. I know too much. I know too much, dude.
That is just 100% not it.
BJJ, too easy, man.
No,
it's too easy.
And you're doing it again, and now you're talking over me again, dude. It is so transparent how you do.
I rebuttal everything you say. Everything you say, you can rebuttal, bro. You're getting cooked. You know you're getting cooked. I know you know it.
Look, listen, Shay. I know, dude. You're still doing it. That's crazy.
I know, like you see other people debate me. You're like, oh, I would do this against this point.
Anybody listening to this debate knows exactly
what's going on. It's different when you're actually debating me. I'm different from these other folks. You hear me?
Dude, every single time you get backed into a corner, you just
BJJ. I named Khabib RDA, and now you're saying that doesn't count. You're coping, man. I named it. Shut up, man. Moving on. You got cooked in that thing.
You think so? You genuinely believe? No. You genuinely believe that RDA's? You believe you genuinely believe that
name BJJ Blacko who lost to Sambo. I said RDA.
Pure jiu-jitsu grappler. You're genuine. You're telling me that right now. You know that he got armbarred twice in the same night by Cowboy Cerrone in like the one jiu-jitsu match he's ever done in his life.
Hold on, you know a lot about Charles, right? How much times has Charles been submitted in
the octagon?
You know a lot about Charles. How much times has he been submitted?
I don't know. Probably a
few
times.
Aren't you Charles' biggest fanboy? I thought this guy was a Charles fan.
I couldn't give you an exact number. How many?
Okay. But the point is, yes, RDA been submitted before. People who go to BJJ, they get submitted. It doesn't mean you suck at BJJ. So I get the narrative you're trying to paint. If you get submitted, you suck at BJJ. But you're not getting
the point of the matter is, nobody said he sucked at BJJ.
RDA, who submitted multiple people.
You said every time, like somebody was a Sambo specialist,
and then RDA doesn't have one.
Specialist, they lose. I went, okay, name one other time a jiu-jitsu specialist lost to a Sambo
guy. Someone can turn around and say
RDA is a jiu-jitsu specialist.
Now what? What is he? You think he's a striker primarily? What's RDA's primary role in your opinion?
I would say he mixed. I would say he's a top player. I would say he uses a lot of wrestling. I would say striking as well. I mean, when he beat Cowboy Cerrone,
his best weapon is grappling.
No, yeah, dude, of course, he's well-rounded.
Thank you very much. Moving on now.
No, dude, you
cannot
now that I named that,
let's get on to a different topic because you're getting cooked in every topic. I'm having fun cooking you, dude. I'm having a fun time cooking you.
Dude,
I love cooking you. This is fun, dude. We should do this more often.
Kenneth.
It's different, isn't it, dog? It's different when you're up here with me, isn't it? You think you know stuff about me till you have to debate me, then it's different, right? Say it's different. You know it's different. You weren't expecting this, were you? You weren't. I know you weren't. You're talking so much shit to your chat, watching that bedtime debate. Now you come in here, now you look at shambles, getting cooked and everything. Ask me a question, I answer like this, and now you're frustrated. You getting flamed, dog. It's different when you're up here with me, but I'm the champion, boy. Where's my belt, chat? Give me my belt. This is the easiest debate of my life. This guy sucks.
Chat, what you just heard is a broken man. What you guys just heard was a broken man. What you guys just heard was a broken,
back to Khabib versus Charles. Let me finish it up.
Losing a debate really
I'm ego maxing, chat. You know how I get.
I don't even know what to do with all that, man. Like, what?
You can't do shit with none of that. You can't do shit with none of that. I'm different. Anyways, back to Khabib being a confident cornball.
Back to Charles being a cornball who can't beat Khabib. Kenneth, here's what I'd say. You're special. I would say you're very special.
Yeah, I'm special. I'm unbeatable. Listen, brother, you thought you could come up here and really cook me? Are you crazy?
I would say you're very.
I mean, lost your mind, dog.
I would just say like, I would say I think when you were a child you were a little too into crayons, kind of special. You know what I mean? I think you were a little too into
me, bro.
crayons.
What are you talking about? Shut up.
When I hear you're different, I hear you're special.
And you're ducking bedtime in a fight. Facts.
Huh?
You're ducking bedtime in a fight too. I heard. That's what bedtime be telling me. So focus up.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine Bedtime actually told you that.
I mean, let's ask the audience. I think he said that in the stream.
Did he? He said, I'm
Shoot, he
ducking
didn't
him
wanna
in a
fight him.
fight.
Yeah, you're ducking people in a fight. You're getting cooked in debates, bro. It's too easy, brother.
All right.
Yo, what are you gonna do with the YouTube career now? Like, you just got cooked by Kenny.
Oh, you're done?
Kenny's so easy to debate.
Oh, you're done?
Nah, we can keep going. Like, I'm just saying, it's funny. You know what's funny, Chad?
I don't know, man.
Chad, you know what's funny? Most of the things he got cooked on, it wasn't about Charles because he just kept switching the subject. Like, Armin's a better, like all this stupid shit.
Oh, bro, my God, dude! Again.
Hold on,
Dude, again.
What round does Charles beat Khabib?
Dude, that's so crazy. That's so crazy. That's absurd.
What round does Charles beat Habib and why?
Oh my
How
God,
does he do it?
That's crazy. I mean,
what
first
round
of all,
does Charles beat Habib and why?
No, first of all, dude, that's so insane that you keep saying that. You keep saying I'm changing the subject. You've
done it multiple times, and you got cooked every time.
Got out
why can't you answer me when Charles beats him? Chad, notice how he can't answer why Charles can beat him.
And then you
go, notice how he can't answer when Charles can beat him. He can't talk about. He can't even think Charles can beat him. It's all for show. He didn't even think Charles can beat him. He can't even answer when Charles can beat him or how. He can't.
Nuts.
How's Charles gonna beat him? Maybe submission. He doesn't even know how Charles gonna beat him. This guy's a joke. It's a joke thing, man. He can't even tell me how does Charles beat him and when? How? How does Charles beat him? How?
You know what, dude? You might find this crazy. You might find this.
How does Charles beat him?
You might find this insane. I do not believe Charles would 100% beat Khabib. I never said that. What I said was, oh, he's gone. Oh, and he's gone. Kenny, dude, just hang out a little longer. I understand you're broken. I understand you're a wounded animal. I understand you're a wounded man here, dude, but I just need you to stay for a quick second.
No, I'm gonna leak the DMs. I'm leaking the DMs, chat.
You're looking in the wait, what do you mean you're looking in the DMs? Me and your DMs?
Chat. The whole thing we're gonna debate today was Charles versus Khabib. I said Khabib would beat him. Charles has little to no chance. He said he disagrees.
No. Oh, you lying motherfucker! Let me read. I will actually show it on stream. Look at the debate. No. I'll show it on stream. Run Charles Khabib debate sometime today. All right. So
I said my position is that Khabib comfortably beats him, and Charles doesn't put much of a threat against him.
And look what I said.
I can work with that. I do it tomorrow.
Yep. I said I can. Oh, dude. I said I can work with that. You said he would destroy Charles, no shot. You said you thought he would destroy Charles, no shot. I went, I can work with that. I
didn't say Charles has no shot. I said my position is that Khabib comfortably beats him, and Charles doesn't put much of a threat.
All right. Let me tell you my position.
True or false? You made a video on your channel talking about how Charles beats Khabib. True or false?
I didn't, dude. I didn't. And that's why you should have watched. No, shut up. That's why you should have watched that video. That's why you should have been prepared for this debate,
Fuck that video.
No, Kenneth, that's why you should have been prepared for this debate. If you watched that video, here was my point.
So what's your stance?
Here was my point. I'll tell you. Okay, yeah, I'm talking. I'm literally trying to say it right now as you're interrupting me. This was the video that I made. The video I made was, it is so stupid that before Charles lost to Islam, people were hyping up a fight between Charles and Khabib, right? That was happening. You agree about that? People were hyping that fight up. Right after he beat Justin Gaethje, people were like, oh, what would happen if Charles fought Khabib? Then he fights Islam, and then immediately everybody goes, oh, okay, yeah, see, look, he lost to Islam. He would get destroyed by Khabib, no question. Then the Armin fight happens. Now more people are coming out saying, oh, no, he would lose to Khabib. And my whole point was, people are very stupid for saying that. As I was trying to explain to you, and every time I almost did, you freaked out. No, I'm talking. And every time I tried explaining this, you freaked out and started fucking having verbal diarrhea. That Armin and Islam, and Khabib, all three of those guys, they all do completely different things. They specialize in completely different areas. And that I believe that Islam and Armin are way tougher matchups for Charles than Khabib is. I think out of those three, Khabib is the easiest matchup. No, let me keep talking.
Now you're
I explained it to you and you had verbal diarrhea every time I got you in a corner. Look. And this is something that I've actually critiqued Charles a lot for. He has a problem that when he's on his back with his head pressed up into the fence, he is way too stationary there. He gets way too comfortable. The worst place to do jiu-jitsu is with your head pressed into the fence. And look, I will be completely. I see. You know how you're like completely delusional about Adesanya. I'm not delusional about Charles Oliveira. Let me finish.
How am I delusional about Adesanya?
No. Just listen. I'm not
You guys are an
delusional
idiot,
about
bro.
Charles. I've always been very honest.
You got cooked so
and fair
bad,
with
you're
my
changing your
opinion,
argument.
and
You got cooked so bad, you're changing your
You're
argument.
interrupting me again.
You got cooked so bad, you're
interrupting me,
kidding.
dude.
You just admitted Charles can't beat Habib. I won.
You're not letting me talk.
You just admitted Charles can't beat Habib. I won. Get out of here, bro. You took it out.
Dude.
Look at chat. You took it out. No. Chat saying you took it out, dog.
When you were talking.
Chat saying you took it out, bro. You switched over your whole debate. Charles, he came up here. Chat, he came up here trying to defend Charles. Being better than Habib, and you couldn't defend Charles. Now you switched the argument to. I don't even think Charles can beat Habib.
I didn't. No,
if you
never
guys look
said
up,
that. Never said that
look
again.
Look how much hate videos he makes on Habib. Yeah, look at MMA Shay. Look how much hate videos he makes on Habib.
Never said that.
This guy hates on Habib every month.
What I was trying to say
Habib every month. He blames Charles every month. And now that I now convinced him that Habib's way better than him. He hates on Habib every video. No joke. Look up MMA Shay Habib. See how many videos pop up. Then look up MMA Shay Charles. Look how much Glaze video pops up. He's trying to convince himself, and now he switched up to the argument like, oh, actually, I don't actually think Charles actually beats him. It's just, yeah, shut up, nigga. You lost.
All right, you done? Okay.
So
as I was saying, before verbal diarrhea came out of your mouth, I've always been very honest, and I've critiqued Charles. He gets too comfortable with his head pressed into the fence. You put Khabib on top of Charles with his head in the fence, that's not good. That's not what you do jiu-jitsu. But as I was bringing up through this entire debate, dude, Charles is going to try to walk Khabib down. He's going to try to get in his face just like he did to Islam. But Khabib does not have the same striking that Islam does. Islam is not going to be able to Khabib is not going to be able to dive into range, land combinations, get out again. So, and he's not going to have that same shot that Arman has from his lengthy freestyle wrestling background. So when Charles is pressuring Khabib, how does Khabib get him up against the fence? That's the question. That is what I tried to bring up from point numero uno. And somehow, that was such a simple sentence. That was such a simple sentence I just said. But somehow, I know I don't actually. I'm still talking. Every single time I tried to talk about that, and again, you're talking again. As I was trying to explain this to you, weirdly, you would just erupt. Why are you talking about wrestling? Why are you talking about other sports? Why are you're bringing up other stuff? You're bringing up random stuff.
This game is not gonna work, dog.
Dude, again, man, I had such a simple point that you never let me get out, dude, because I'd back you into a corner and you would erupt with nonsense. What do you do every single time?
I cooked you every single time. I had a counter I had a rebuttal for everything you said. Listen, Shay, the truth of the matter is, I like the fact that you surrendered. You admitted Charles can't beat Khabib. I like that. But I'll just say this. I'll just say this.
Okay.
I'll just say this.
What are you gonna say?
I'll just say this. Next time in a debate, bro, just talk more about, just for some advice, when you're talking about an MMA debate between two MMA fighters, and you're talking about how someone could beat someone else in the MMA ring, and I know that, like I said, I knew the approach you're gonna bring. I knew you're gonna bring up like outside of UFC, this background and stuff, but as far as MMA is concerned, Khabib's way more dominant. And you asked me a question in that whole spiel that you went on, talking about how Khabib could get him into the fence or back him up to the fence. I'm just gonna reply with pressure. I've seen Khabib pressure a lot of opponents. Seen it with Justin Gaethje. Even like when they're hitting him with his best shots, he's still pressuring. I've seen it with Edson Barboza, where I think he exhibited his best kind of pressure when Edson was throwing his best shots, hitting him clean with a spinning wheel kick in the chin. But Khabib's able to eat his punches. Like I said, Charles possesses power. I still think Khabib's chin and his pressure is enough to get to Charles to a point where he's gonna give up on himself. If you look at Arman Tsarukyan versus Charles Oliveira, look at the third round. Look how fatigued Charles Oliveira was compared to Arman, and look how much he was backpedaling in that fight. So that being said, the longer the fight goes, the easier it is for someone like Khabib Nurmagomedov to pressure him against the fence, which will allow him to score these takedowns, allow him to get him down and ground and pound him and change his face. Charles is not like ground and pound. Arman Tsarukyan did a decent job ground and pounding, but I also think Arman Tsarukyan is nowhere near the ground and pound realm of Khabib Nurmagomedov. So now I convinced you how I answered the big question that you thought I couldn't answer of how can he get him to the fence, and my answer is pressure. Therefore, I cooked you again.
Why did he pressure Edson Barboza? Because, when he fought Conor McGregor, he did not pressure. He actually stayed away most of the time. Yes, he did. Why did he pressure Edson Barboza? Why do you think he did that?
One, I disagree with the Conor take, and I'm explaining why. Yes, there was times when Conor, he was picked, like kind of what Marab did. He was picking his moments because he knew Conor McGregor was a very technically established striker. When I look at someone
boxer. The hands. Yeah. Why did he
Conor
pressure
also has
Edson Barboza? Because Edson Barboza is not known for being good with his hands. He's not known for one-punch knockout power. He's known for his kicks.
Exactly.
That is why he put pressure on Edson Barboza. It's
not just something that Let me counter that real quick.
Every single fight he gets, he tries to put pressure on.
Let me counter that real quick. So, yes, Conor McGregor has good boxing, but people like Edson Barboza who pose a threat like a knee up the middle while shooting for a takedown, I would disagree with pressuring.
When means it's going to be a lot easier
to pressure someone with kicks. Actually, I would disagree a lot because I feel like someone like an Edson Barboza, it will lead you not to be so eager to pressure and shoot double legs due to the counter of the knees up the middle, etc., etc. I just think Conor McGregor and Khabib was just a really big spectacle. So it's deeper than just like, oh, he's a good striker. He knew like the stakes that went into that fight, so he was fighting very smartly in that fight. You look at any other fight against any other good striker, a good boxer like Dustin Poirier was still getting pressure in that fight as well, and good striker like Justin Gaethje still getting pressured. Even though Justin Gaethje was hitting some good low kicks, which stops pressure, or what most people would think stops pressure, because it does. So I disagree with the narrative that kicks doesn't stop pressure, because I feel like kicks is the best way to actually stop someone from coming forward. So therefore, I disagree with you, Gare, and I quit them again, chat. It's easy. Easy out here.
Dude, no. When somebody is an elite kicker like Edson Barboza, how do you stop them from kicking? You get in their face and you crowd the kicks. When Belal Muhammad fought Leon Edwards last time, Leon Edwards is not known for one-punch knockout power. His boxing is not the strongest aspect of his game.
I agree.
How he cooked Usman was kicks. That is why Belal Muhammad got in his face to try to stuff his kicks. So, what do you mean, yep? You literally just went, kicks are a way to stop pressure. What are you talking about?
I think pressuring stops, like, it's a way to compromise strikers in general. Whether you're a boxer, whether you're, like, I think Peter Yan's the best boxer in the UFC. You could agree or disagree. I don't really care what you think about that. I've seen Peter Yan win against Okoye Sanigan, outboxing tremendously, win against Song Yadong, outboxing tremendously. Why did Merab Dvalishvili beat someone like Peter Yan who's so good at boxing? Pressure. So whether it's boxing, whether it's kicks, pressure is the way to smother strikers in general. So I don't know where you went with that point. It just didn't hit. What? Stuttering. Chat's a knockout. He got knocked out. You can't stutter in the debate, bro. Come on, chat. This is a landslide, bro.
Kenny,
he wasn't expecting this, chat. He wasn't, dog.
This is why I prior didn't really want to debate you, because
I know, because you knew it was gonna happen.
Here's what I think, Kenneth. Here's what I think. I think you're two things.
I love this.
I think you're two things. I think half of the time you really don't know what you're talking about, and I think the other half of the time
why am I cooking you so bad if I don't know what I'm talking about?
I think the other half of the time you're rage bait, and I think that's why you literally just told me to my face, Kenny. You went, no. Actually, kicks are a way to stop pressure. And then I go, no, and then I go, no. Well, when you look at all these examples, these guys actually, they were pressuring to stop kicks. The complete other way around. Let me ask you a question. No. I went the complete other way around, and you go, yeah, I know, yeah, you're right.
So I could justify kick stopping pressure very easily because my favorite fighter is Israel Adesanya. So if you remember, Crawford, known for having one of the best pressures in the middleweight division before, TKO Uriah Hall, TKO Johnny Hendricks due to his pressure and body work against the cage. What did Israel Adesanya do to compromise and stop that pressure from Paulo Costa? Let me think. I'm pretty sure it was a low leg kick that he established, and then once Paulo Costa was getting compromised, it was getting frustrated, and his low leg kick couldn't take anymore. He went in irresponsibly, then got counter punched by Israel Adesanya and dropped. So if I could, kicks does stop pressure. It depends who you're fighting.
Let me tell you what happened in the Paulo Costa fight. Let me tell you what happened to the Paulo Costa fight. Let me tell you what happened to the Paulo Costa fight. Let me tell you what happened to the Paulo Costa fight. So Adesanya is standing here like this, right? Adesanya's in his fight stance, right? Paulo Costa tries to pressure. He tries to walk at Adesanya, and you know what Adesanya did?
Low kick.
He would circle away constantly. He would lean his head back every single time Paulo Costa threw a punch, and you're interrupting me again. And he would circle back to the center. And then once he got to the center, he would leg kick, and then he would jab. Paulo Costa would be going at him. He would circle away, and then he would leg kick, and then he would jab.
You're lying. Listen, you're talking about Adesanya, fan. You don't know what you're talking about.
What happened, Kenneth? Then what happened when he fought Dricus? Dricus was rushing at Adesanya with big hooks. And guess what Adesanya was doing? He was not using kicks to stop pressure. He was just moving away.
I can't wait to
All he was doing was moving away. That's it. And that's actually why he ended up losing the fight. Because all he was doing was moving away, and it was allowing Dricus to keep coming, to keep lunging. And eventually, he finally landed.
Incorrect.
Adesanya was never stopping the pressure. He certainly wasn't using kicks to stop pressure. That's just not what happened.
Incorrect. And I'm going to get to that why it's correct. So actually, in the first round, he was doing great stopping DDP's pressure. If you look at DDP versus Sean Strickland fight compared to DDP versus Izzy fight, you're going to come to the realization that DDP wasn't as much in the forward pressure. I would actually argue that Adesanya was was more on the front foot than DDP, but you're not going to want to acknowledge that because you don't like Izzy. But in the first round, he actually was throwing a lot of low kicks. But what happened to Izzy is that he actually happened to fall in love with his boxing. He trained in Mexico right after losing to Sean Strickland, and he fell in love with his boxing. To stop it, all he did was actually mix up body shots and mix up head, body, and he was actually on the front foot more than DDP. So that's another incorrect thing that you just said. But that's just one example. But that's one example of striking, like forward pressure, body shots, stopping pressure. So yeah, I do think low strikes or mixing it up from the body to the legs is a very good thing at stopping pressure. I don't know how that's such a hard take to say. That's kind of common sense.
That, dude, you didn't even make. What are you talking about? What?
So Izzy wasn't on the front foot more than DDP using body shots and mixing it up to the body.
That's not what I was referring to. You're going. So he fell in love with it. So he goes. This is you right now. You go. So he fell in love with his boxing. Yes. He was on the front push and he was punching shots to the body and that stopped pressure.
You can't do it. No. I'm too smart.
We're talking about kick stopping pressure, and then you go, and then he got in love with his boxing.
No, I just counted you in the DDP thing.
No,
I counted you in the DDP because you said DDP was outpushing Izzy. You said DDP was outpushing Izzy, so I had to counter that.
Like,
that had nothing to do with the topic.
No, you literally randomly sprinkled into that sentence,
and that's how you stop outpushing Izzy. So I counted him. I said Izzy had better pressure.
What the hell you're talking about?
Izzy had better pressure than DDP in that fight. That's the point. But I can bring up more fights from Adesanya that stop pressure from leg kicks.
Kenneth.
We could do that. We could talk about how leg kicks stop. I could go to multiple opponents about how leg kicks stop pressure. So cut it out.
See, and then you go back to low kick stopping pressure, dude. You were talking about Adesanya's boxing, and then you randomly sprinkled in that sentence. No, I'm not gonna let you move because this is what you do, Kenneth. This is what you do, Kenneth.
Everywhere we go,
again, it's half rage bait and half you being a dumbass. That's what this is.
Rage bait.
You just randomly sprinkled into that sentence, and that's how you stopped pressure. Like, name what? You were not addressing anything I said. You talked about how he went to Mexico and fell in love with boxing and he was throwing body shots, and that's how we stopped pressure. I'm like, wait, what?
You were
talking about kicks, and then you go boxing, and he was boxing him, and that's how you stop pressure. What?
Must please control the chat. Oh, God.
What?
You got flamed, dog. You just stick to the subject and every single thing. I brought up Paulo Costa, how you stop pressure. You're trying to say, no, he didn't use leg kicks to stop Paulo Costa pressure. He was running away, circling. The truth of the matter is he would throw a low kick and then circle out of position so Paulo Costa wouldn't have that stupid, irresponsible blitz to count him with a punch. Stop acting. I watched that fight more than you watched any Charles fight in your life. Stop trying to paint the narrative that you know more about that fight. He low kicked, he circled, and when he stood in front of the ring in the octagon, that's when he started letting his hands go. Stop trying to act like you know shit. You don't know nothing, dog. I know way more Izzy than you, man.
Kenneth,
too easy, dog.
I can promise you this. He never
threw a leg kick
as Costa was pressuring. That is how you get knocked out. You got a fucking big dude like Paulo Costa going at you. He was not leg kicking as Costa was going at him. No, he only
When did I say that? What are you talking about?
You just said that.
No, I said the low kick stopped the pressure. I didn't say he was pressuring. I didn't say he low kicked him as he was pressuring. I said the low kick stops the pressure. The whole argument was
you
told me. You said
he was throwing leg kicks as Costa was pressuring.
You said kicks don't stop pressure. So the fact of the matter is, I thought Israel Adesanya, who Paulo Costa before that fight was known for his pressure, Israel Adesanya uses low kicks to stop Paulo Costa's pressure. You got every aspect of the debate. This was the easiest debate in my life. I swear to God, it would never get easier than this. I said I want the easiest debate. Give me fucking MMA Shay. I wanted to fight the easiest bum on this shit, and it looked like this: 50-44. Maybe a knockout. I think I knocked him out after he quit on the Charles fucking Khabib debate. But either way, I cooked this fraud, man. He can't touch. He can't fuck with me. This dude can't fuck with me. He's unranked. Getting a title shot unranked. Who is this guy? Come on, getting a title shot from unranked. I went from Lucas Tracy to Guru to bedtime, beat Guru in bedtime pretty clearly. Yeah, into the MMA shit, who didn't even deserve a title shot, and I whooped him.
I know, dude. That analysis you dropped on Guru, man, when you were like, yeah, I think Colby's a better striker than GSP.
Listen, I'll be real. I'll be real. If Guru had more sense, that could have been competitive.
You think
it's
so?
not hard to debate.
You think so?
GSP.
I'm not saying anything about that. I just told you I thought that was a good little line you dropped on him. You know what I mean? Like I was trying
to piss him off when I said a line, to be honest.
You really? Yeah. I bet. Well, hey, man, I had a great time, dude. I had a great time. This was a lot of fun, man. This was a lot of fun.
I know, my guy. Listen, Shay, jokes aside, though, now the debate's over. You're actually a cool dude, all right?
Oh,
no hard feelings. No hard feelings. I know debates get heated, but... It
Yeah,
is what
that's
it
the
is,
fun
brother.
of it, though, right? That's the fun of it, right? Of course, it's gonna get heated.
Yeah.
You know, we're both passionate about the sport. You know what I mean? Just it's not.
Yeah.
We're not all graced with the same intelligent levels. You know what I mean? Like some of us,
Yeah,
some of
I
us
can
are
tell.
here, some
Trust
of
me,
us
I
are
can
down
tell.
here, you know what I mean?
I can tell.
The passion's there, though, man. I can tell the passion's there with you, and that's what makes these fun.
And one thing I'll give you credit for that my like other people who don't really I debated didn't really do is that you have a lot of knowledge like outside the MMA octagon. You know, you would beat me in a debate about jiu-jitsu, but as far as like an MMA and a fighters fighting in a UFC, just don't ever try to debate me again. It would never be close. But yeah, respect to you when respect is given. You feel me?
All right, yeah. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I got you, bro.
All right, man.
bro.
All right, dude. I
a good one,
appreciate it,
brother.
dude. Thank you, man. Take it easy.
Of course.
This was fun. All right, brother. I'll see you later,
All right,
man.
peace, brother. Have a good one.
All right, there we go. Yeah, dude, I really wish yeah, we can get a post-debate presser. I really wish I could have read chat as that was going on. I wish I could have read the chat, but I didn't see any of that. Yeah. What do you guys, that was, Kenny did exactly what I always thought he was going to do. But, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Shay, 5042, thank you. You can't win against an idiot. Thanks, JV World. Thank you. You need a moderator. Well, But I see, dude, I know it was just so crazy, dude. It was so crazy. Like you guys saw it. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Let me pull up my fucking camera now that I'm here. Let me pull up my camera now that I'm back. Let's see, video capture. All right, there we go. But dude, yeah, you guys saw it, man. It's crazy because he's like, he'd bring up, he goes, look at what Dustin Poirier did against Islam, and then look at how he fought against Khabib. It was completely different. And then he goes, yeah, Khabib was way more dominant. And I go, well, I mean, yeah, they're different. They come, they do different things. And I start explaining, like, look, this is what Khabib did, folk-style techniques, da-da. And then as soon as I bring that up, as soon as I say that, all of a sudden Kenny's like, what are you talking about? Are you talking about folk-style wrestling? I'm like, dude, like, what? You know what I mean? It's like, Kenny, it's tough. Every time he would get kind of backed up in a corner, he like erupts. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Miss Stone, I know, I'm sorry, guys, I'm really sorry. I thought that was going to be, even Kenny's chat thought he was getting cooked. That's funny. Dude, I really wish, I know, dude, I don't know, the donos are gone if there were some that I missed, dude. I don't see them anymore. I'm scrolling up as far back in chat as I can. Maybe I can check on YouTube and read them. But dude, yeah, I know I didn't have my chat up as we were doing it because, we set it up kind of last second. Kenny absolutely insufferable. Shout the N-bomb. Should have let me moderate. I tried calling in. Yeah, I know. Well, dude, I tried telling you guys. I was like, dude, I think Kenny's rage bait. And that's why I didn't want to do the debate. But if you rewatch the stream. Yeah, no, I'm going to try to pull up the stream right now on YouTube. I'm going to go back and look at the donos. Let me see. Let's see. It's not saying... I'll take a look. Will Kenny ever? Yeah. So okay. So what'd you? Oh yeah. Oh, you guys want to see the PowerPoint? Dude, if I could have brought up the fucking PowerPoint, this would have been perfect. Hold on. Let me bring up the PowerPoint. Okay. This was the PowerPoint that I created that I couldn't show him. This is the title: Why Charles Can Beat Khabib for Kenneth. Khabib, and look, I got all these things. These are all instances of Khabib trying to shoot takedowns out in the open, and they're all getting stuffed. Because, I mean, it's not, there's no question. It's not, like, up for some wild debate. Khabib is not a super strong wrestler out in the open. It's just the fact of the matter. Khabib never wrestled. And, the second you bring that up, Kenny is like, why are you talking about something outside MMA? This doesn't make any sense. I'm like, because, dude, it's a part of MMA, dude. Look, these are all the instances that Khabib tried to wrestle out in the open. So that was my point. If Charles walks Khabib down, tries to get in his face like he did to Islam, Khabib is not going to be very proficient at trying to take him down out in the open. He's just not. The second one is Khabib's takedowns put him in guillotine threat, which is why him and Islam game plan for no singles or doubles. These were all the instances that Khabib shot a takedown and put himself right into a guillotine. This was his first fight ever. This was against Michael Johnson to a tight guillotine. RDA put him in a tight guillotine. Dustin Poirier put him in a really tight guillotine. And again, that was my point. If Charles tries to walk Khabib down, get in his face, just don't get backed up. If he shoots on Charles, he's going to end up in one of these positions right here if he tries to shoot on him. And that's where it gets scary. That's where it gets fucking really scary for him. And again, he was saying that Khabib isn't cautious. He tried making that point. He goes, no, Khabib's not cautious. Khabib tries to go at you. Khabib is very careful, dude. You rush at Khabib with punches, he tries to avoid the pocket. And that's a big reason why he, retired undefeated, because he doesn't take chances, right? The one time Islam lost was because he stayed in the pocket too long, threw a punch way out of range, and he got caught and he got knocked out. That is why Islam has one loss on his record. Khabib never did this. Khabib always tried to circle away. He never tried to give his opponent anything. So if Charles goes at Khabib swinging punches, Khabib ain't fucking slipping and ripping like Islam Makhachev was. Khabib is going to do this, okay? What else do we got here? So Charles always pressures, and this is what I was bringing up. He tries to pressure Islam, and this is what Islam was doing. Look, Islam is circling away, landing combinations, and then getting out of range again. Right? Khabib's not doing this, dude. Khabib is not doing this. And against Arman, right? Why was he unable to pressure Arman? Because of the takedown threat. But look at this takedown. There's no guillotine there, dude, because of how quickly he can hit that double and how low his head is. I mean, Charles still had a pretty slick transition here, but again, this kind of threat isn't there with Khabib, and that was my point. But you saw it every single time I tried bringing it up and actually talking about wrestling skill. Kenny goes, no, stop talking about nothing that's not MMA. I'm like, dude, no, it's a part of MMA. Takedowns are a part of MMA, whether you like it or not. And here I just showed if Charles was on his back out in the open, he would have the advantage off his back out in the open. Here are two instances when he threw up that triangle on Islam out in the open, when he went for a leg lock on Islam out in the open, and Islam literally stood up and ran away. But then here's him fighting Michael Chandler. Charles did not have any success with Michael Chandler off of his back like this because Michael Chandler is a jacked hamster. He's super bulky, super explosive. And again, it was the exact same thing with Arman. And that's why, I was bringing up Arman, Islam, and Khabib are so different. Like, yes, against Arman and Michael Chandler, Charles couldn't really get anything off his back. Against Islam, he did get stuff off of his back. He absolutely did. So to simply try to make the point that, he couldn't submit Arman off his back so he wouldn't be able to submit Islam. Or he wouldn't be able to submit Khabib. It goes, he also couldn't do anything against Michael Chandler, but he was able to against Islam. So then are you trying to say that Michael Chandler is better than Islam? No, but they're different. And that's the PowerPoint. Thank you guys for coming. That was the PowerPoint. So there you go. That was the PowerPoint. Charles can't handle Khabib ground and pound. I mean, look, again, and like I tried to make the point was, I'm not sitting here. Look, Kenny is completely delusional about Israel Adesanya, right? And that's a point that I tried to bring up, and he erupted again. He's delusional. He'll make up whatever bullshit he can to try to find a way that Israel Adesanya does no wrong, right? But I'm honest about Charles. I'm honest, and I'm completely honest. If Khabib gets him down with his head pressed into the fence, no, I don't like that for Charles no matter what. But again, if Charles tries walking him down and tries going at Khabib, I don't really, how is he going to get there? You know what I mean? That's my thing. How is he going to put Charles in that position? You know what I mean? That's what I was trying to talk about. Okay, I've got the debate up. Let me see if I can find some donations here. Dude, guys, I'm sorry. Because we put the stream together so, loosely and, I didn't know how to connect, I didn't have my chat up. I wish I did so I could have saw the donations. I really wish I did. I'll have to go back. And look at it after the fact. Let me see if I can make a poll about who won. I'm curious what people think. Let me see if I can do that. Gay Sport, thank you for the $2. Praise, son. I appreciate it. He was saying Charles would get tired and then Khabib would pressure him to the fence. Again, though, man, it's just it's all generalities from him. Like what do you mean he's gonna get tired? What are you talking? He did not slow down against Arman. He didn't slow down against Dustin Poirier when he finished him in the third. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. He just kind of spits generalities. Again, though, man. Again, it was, it's all for fun though. I didn't want any hard feelings. Oh, thank you, Green Screen Kid. I appreciate it. Let me pull up YouTube on here. Let me do it. Let me make a poll. I want to see what people think. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I had a fun time debating. I'm debating. I had a fun. Let me quiet this. All right. Let me make a poll. Oops. Dude, I'm telling you guys, this is just, dude, I imagine me debating the Weasel. That sounds fucking sick. All right, I'm making the poll right now. You know what? I'm surprised he never got mad at me for calling him Kenneth. He didn't even bring it up. All right, I got the poll up. He didn't even bring it up. I kept calling him Kenneth, and he never said anything, which I thought was funny. Well, yeah, no, exactly, Bryce. I know. He was like, kicks stop pressure. And I go, I mean, no, if somebody's going to be a good kicker, you want to pressure them. And then he tried to be like, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, I'm saying that. And I'm like, what? Oh, look, Soccer Man. Soccer Man's turning on me. Soccer Man is turning on me, as I would have expected. Well, see, Russian name, I hear you, and that's what I tried to tell Kenny, and I was honest. I was like, look, yeah, Charles does get too comfortable with his head pressed into the fence, but I don't see a super reliable way for Khabib to get him there. I don't. I'll opine, though, if he were to get Charles there, I don't like it for Charles, but Arman and Islam are tougher matchups for him than Khabib. That's what I genuinely believe. That's what I genuinely believe. Khabib does appear more dominant, right? He appears dominant to people, but that's because, and he was good at a very specific thing. Khabib was the best in the world at when he got you up against the fence and you kept trying to stand up, body lock, mat return, pin, mat return. Khabib was the best in the world at that. He was, absolutely. But again, he did this against people who needed to get back up. Charles wouldn't try to get back up. Charles is going to stay on his back. So, I mean, and again, out in the open, I think Charles has the advantage. And I don't think we would see Khabib's pinning mat returns, you know what I mean, in that matchup. Yeah, I know, exactly, Miller, exactly. But he would use feints, though. I'm surprised he didn't go, but Khabib has more will to win. I'm surprised he didn't say that. Khabib's got way more will to win than Charles. I would have literally looked at him and just been like, all right, okay, all right. You see, though, and I wanted to be more cordial during the debate. But at the same time, I didn't want to let him fucking, do what he does. When he kept interrupting me, I was like, no, I'm fucking matching that energy, motherfucker. I am matching that energy. Again, I wanted to be more cordial, but I wasn't going to let him play his little game, And yeah, no, every single time he said anything, he was just like, oh, yeah. Oh, and I could see what he was trying to do. He was trying to get me a little nervous and a little like, but I tried to stay cool. You raging was so funny. Yeah. Were you tempted to say a slur or no? I will say, look, I am a complete degenerate. I normally don't use slurs in my, I don't use slurs in my everyday language. That is, I don't do that. So, L stuttering though, I disagree. I disagree. I think that's dumb. I mean, yeah, I'm sure I stuttered. I just naturally stutter. To me, I don't think that means anything. Kenny, Adesanya was easy. He pressured and he got a little bit pressured. Dude, I know, that was the craziest part. That was the craziest part. I go, look, the reason why he lost to DDP was just rushing at Adesanya with big shots. And Adesanya is not Conor McGregor. He's not Ilia Topuria. Adesanya is not going to slip and then fucking make you pay for rushing at him. So DDP just kept going. He kept pressuring. And he goes, no. Adesanya was stopping him from pressure. I'm like, oh, how? He goes, well, because he used kicks. I go, how do kicks do not stop pressure? And then he goes, but he went to Mexico and fell in love with his boxing and he was throwing a lot of body shots and that's how he stopped pressure. And I was like, what? What, he literally just sprinkled in the word stopping pressure in the middle of a completely random sentence that had nothing to do with what we were talking about. But see, that's what he does. And look, I'll be honest, he's good at that. He's very good at talking very fast, and he's very good at moving along very quickly. It was sometimes there are moments where I literally in the debate I was like, I completely fucking forgot what he initially said because he just spoke for like 5 minutes straight. Why didn't you bring up Cade Rotolo versus the Sambo guy? Because that was a grappling match. It wasn't MMA. You know what I mean? Of course, if a jiu-jitsu guy is going against a Sambo guy in a submission grappling match, it's like, yeah, I would fucking hope the jiu-jitsu guy would win in a submission grappling match. Even then, though, Cade out-wrestled him. He out-wrestled him, out-grappled him, took his back. Like, he overall was a better positional grappler as well. So, in theory, I could have brought that up, but, you know, it seemed a little different. Kenny said you had no good points, and he said Khabib is still a better wrestler than Arman. I mean, what the fuck do you expect Kenny to say? That is Kenny's entire brand, is doing what he just did. You expect him to genuinely sit there and go, I lost. I just got fucking destroyed. You gained a fan from Kenny's chat. Khabib 100% wins, though. Well, John, I appreciate it. Thank you for that. But look, all I'm going to say is, man, and this is what I brought up at the very start of the debate, nobody remembers what Khabib was specifically good at. They don't. Nobody does. It's all generalities. Everyone goes, Khabib was just the best wrestler and no one could stop him and he's the best and it's like, no, I will break down for you specifically what he was good at, which was he gets you up against the fence, and as you keep trying to stand back up, he just fucking mat return, riding you, mat return. That's what he was so dominant with. And my only thing is, that's not going to be happening against Charles Oliveira. Charles is not going to even try to get back up. Khabib's biggest aspect of his game is gone now. You know what I mean? But, again, most people are just going to go, no, Khabib's going to win because he's the best, and no one stopped him, and he's the best. And that's all the analysis they have. And it's like, I don't know. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. We peaked at 400 viewers. Dude, I had 600. I had 600 during the debate. Exactly. But Smack. And again, man, I'm not taking anything away from Khabib. No, legit. Again, against the fence, the best in the world. The best in the world, period. But to act like he doesn't have any deficiencies is kind of crazy, Bring the Justin versus Khabib as kicks stop the pressure. I know, and that's crazy because Gaethje's kicks were not stopping the pressure. That is why Khabib was trying to pressure him so hard to stop the calf kicks. Honestly, that was an insufferable debate. Would much rather debate with Tim Welch and O'Malley. That would be crazy. That would be cool. What are your thoughts on Charles versus Chandler, too? I think that's a terrifying fight for Charles. Look, if he gets past round 1, I think he's got it. But Chandler is always a fucking terrifying matchup round 1. Always. Because he just fucking goes at you like a goddamn kamikaze pilot, you know? Goddamn kamikaze pilot. Shea versus bedtime next. Dude, I somehow think if I actually debated bedtime, that would be even less close. That would be even less close. Because, dude, that bedtime's debate with Kenny was bad. Imagine if Chandler had Merab's cardio. Dude, again, I want to make a video about that, to be honest. Chandler, honestly, has no excuse to not be a champion. He's so fucking athletic, so powerful and fast and strong, but his fight IQ is shit. He doesn't have any submission threat. He has no ability to take your back. He is not a super technical striker apart from just blitzing at you, and it's like, dude, you should be a champion with better skills. But he just doesn't have it. Shay, are you afraid your girl will leave you for a guy with more teeth than you? You know what? Take a look at my gums. I just got implants. See that? I don't know how well you can see it. But I just got implants and my gums are all fucking nasty. My gums are all fucking gross. Was there legitimately 50 donations? Like honestly, it doesn't let me go back and look. The Kenny method is to ignore the point, interrupt, yap like a tweaker, and then declare himself the winner and that he cooked. Well, I know. I mean, dude, if you're going to bring up the fact that Arman Tsarukyan got out-wrestled by Gamrot, don't get mad. Don't get mad at the fact that I'm bringing up that, yeah, Gamrot is the best wrestler at 55. He wrestled his entire life, obviously. And he goes, no, don't bring up wrestling. We're talking about MMA. I'm like, what are you... It's mixed martial arts. You take martial arts and you do them in an octagon. Like, that's part of it. I'm sorry. No matter what the fuck you think, it's wrestling. Now, you kept bringing up Adesanya as irrelevant. It may have been slightly irrelevant, but I had a point to bringing up Adesanya. I told them, like, look, Kenny, you're delusional about Adesanya. No matter what Adesanya does wrong, you will be like, no, there's no way, and he'll find a way to argue. And I tried telling him, look, man, yeah, Charles is my guy. I glaze Charles, but I'll be honest, this is where he has problems. But again, I don't think that's going to be an issue with Khabib. You know what I mean? I thought Gamrot beat Dan Hooker. I mean, it was a very close fight. Again, though, I mean, it's just like... Yeah, of course it's different in MMA. Obviously, of course it's going to be. But again, dude, if you're going to bring up the fact that Gamrot out-wrestled Arman, like, don't get mad at the fact that I bring up that, yeah, Gamrot's a fucking wrestler, obviously. Kenny bringing up to you ducking bedtime was horrible. You never fight anybody. Well, again, that's just not, like, what the fuck. Just no. Like, that's not what's happening. Me and Bedtime spoke in the DMs about setting up a fight, and it's just all about finding somebody to host the fight. You know what I mean? And we want to either fight for, like, Misfits, or we want to fight for Karate Combat or something. But again, it's getting these people to listen to us. So it's like, I just didn't even, like, he's like, oh, you're ducking bedtime. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about? Don't finishes matter in the wrestling debate? What do you mean? What do you mean? You know, it seemed like Kenny was trying to, like whenever I said, oh, he's a better wrestler, Kenny would say, well, how can you say that? Because Khabib better, he has more submissions, he's better on top, he's better at taking your back, da-da-da. And then I would try to explain to him, I'm like, dude, you understand that, like, there's multiple aspects of grappling, right? There's jiu-jitsu, there's wrestling, there's judo, right? And when I say Arman's the better wrestler, I mean he is better at purely shooting and doing takedowns. That's wrestling. And then he would go, don't talk about other sports. And I'm like, dude, see, you know what I mean? It's just, it's hard to get through to him in that regard, you know? Again, every time he got cornered, he would interrupt and go on some long tangent, and then he'd be like, all right, now let's moving on, you know what I mean? Dude, I know 1.4, 142. I've reached out to Karate Combat. Bedtime's reached out to them. And it's just getting them to listen. You know what I mean? It's just getting them to listen. Because, you know, obviously these guys are going to be so ignorant to the world of MMA YouTube. You know what I mean? They don't understand that, like, it's not about my channel. It's not about Bedtime's channel. You need to look at MMA YouTube as a whole, right? And I've said this before. We all orbit MMA Guru, right? But having me and Bedtime fight is not just my fans and Bedtime's fans. You're leaking into the entirety of MMA YouTube. That's what you're doing. And they live stream for free on YouTube, Karate Combat. It's like, dude, you can expect, I would say minimum 10,000 extra people are tuning in to watch me and Bedtime fight. You know what I mean? No question. But again, I just don't think they're ignorant to that. You know, they don't know. But I'm telling you, me and Bedtime are working on it. We're just got to keep grinding, keep growing, and we got to street beefs. I mean, again, if we get desperate, we'll hit up street beefs or karate or backyard squabbles. But me and Bedtime, we want to aim high, right? That's the goal. We want to aim high. I mean, let's not say 10,000, maybe 800 max. See, I don't know, man. Look, Bedtime 100% has a super dedicated audience. Super dedicated audience. Dude, when Bedtime fucking streams a fight companion, 30,000 total people tune into his fight companion at some point. 30,000 people. You're telling me if me and Bedtime fought under Karate Combat, you know what I mean? It's like, I think more than 800 people are going to tune in, dude. Way more than 800. 5,000 people watched me fucking have a conversation with Kenny. You don't think more than 5,000 people are going to tune in to watch me fight another Bedtime? You know what I mean? It's like, but you think you'd win against Bedtime? Oh, easily. Easily. I mean, I'll tell you what, the less grappling involved in our fight, probably the better chance he has. But, you know, I would probably say I'd beat Bedtime no matter what the rule set is. I think Bedtime's good. I mean, we watched Bedtime 5K, you mean 500? No, I'm looking at the views right now, brother. 5,000 people tuned into this live stream at some point. Not concurrently, but a total of 5,000 views on this live stream. That's how many people clicked on the live stream. So I don't think only 800 extra people would watch Karate Combat. Again, though, my background is striking. I've done amateur Muay Thai. I was a Taekwondo. I don't talk about it a lot, but I was a Taekwondo prodigy at some point. So again, you know, I favor myself no matter what the rule set is. I favor myself no matter what. But Misfits is starting an MMA promotion. Misfits MMA. So I think that would be fucking crazy if me and him get on there. I think it's doable. I genuinely think it's doable. You sound like Dana promoting Power Slap now. I mean, Dana is a fucking idiot when it comes to promoting Power Slap, but I start hitting the heavy bag. Dude, I've never stopped training, dude. I've never stopped training. I know, Misfits, they just put out something that initially was going to be Dylan Dennis versus Mike Perry. Was initially going to be the main event for the very first Misfits MMA. Dude, we got me and Bedtime on the undercard. That would only help them out. I swear to God. Yeah, true. 1.4142. I also, of course, as you guys know, I've fucking done Aikido my entire life. Like, I am a very accomplished martial artist. No matter where this fight goes, I guarantee you, it's gonna go well. You know what I mean? It's gonna go well for me, no matter what. Oh, and here comes Haunter with even more. Negativity. Kenny asked his chat if he should change his debate style and said, but I think he way I debate what makes Kenny Kenny. I'm sure he did say that. Trainer Steven Seagal, I sure did. Who would you pick, Dennis or Perry? I mean, I don't know. I have absolutely no reference to how the fuck Dylan Dennis would look in an MMA fight at this point. I have no idea. Again, I've always said Dylan Dennis legitimately had potential, but I at this point I have no idea what's going on with him. But that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Bedtime is my friend, so I'm biased. Like I said, dude, we watched Bedtime's Muay Thai fight on stream once. He's good. He's very, very good. I think it'd be a great fight between us. Again, I would probably ragdoll him if we did any kind of striking. He is not the best purple belt on YouTube. It's fucking insane, dude. I'm a purple belt, but I'm a very sandbagged purple belt. I'm a very sandbagged purple belt. Very, very sandbagged skill-wise. So, you know. Shay, what does it mean to be a better wrestler? It means that you're better at shooting, you're better at finishing takedowns. Yeah, essentially it. It depends on what kind of... If you're a freestyle wrestler, it really all comes down to shooting and shots. If you're a folk style wrestler, a big part of folk style is pins and holding somebody down. That's a big part of folk style. And again, Kenny loved to bring it up about, oh, this guy out-wrestled this guy wrestled this guy. But the second you say, well, yeah, this guy that you're saying he out-wrestled him and that should be a knock against that guy, it's like, no, that guy's a better wrestler. He comes from a wrestling background. And then he freaked the fuck out and been like, no, don't say that. Shay, your thoughts on Charles versus Islam too? You know what? Again, dude, like I said, I think Khabib is a way easier matchup than Islam. Islam will always be a nightmare matchup for Charles. He'll always be a nightmare matchup. I don't like that fight for Charles no matter what. Again, I think Charles could make the fight with Islam more competitive than the first one was. But, dude, Islam is just so goddamn well-rounded, dude. Islam is so well-rounded. His striking is elite. His grappling's a fucking problem. He's so well-rounded. I think no matter what, Charles is always going to be at a big disadvantage on the feet. I think, of course, if Charles can keep the fight out in the open on the ground, I think he can have success. But again, it's always going to be a tough fight. Always going to be a tough fight for him. Honestly, 1.4, 1.42, I don't think Bedtime does much grappling. I don't think he does much grappling. I'm sure he does have a purple belt, but I think that he is primarily a Muay Thai fighter. I think that's what his focus is on right now. It seems to me, like from what I'm seeing from the outside. I don't know, but again, I would ragdoll him if we grappled. I think on the feet, I think it's an interesting fight. I favor myself no matter what. I would take the fight no matter what, but again, that's where I stand on the matter. That's where I stand. Shay, what do you think about the Guru video about O'Malley versus Merab being a robbery, dude? Can I be honest with you, man? I didn't even watch it. Like, I'm sorry, no disrespect to Guru, but that video did not need to be an hour long, dude. That video did not need to be an hour long. Like, I saw the time limit on that fucking video, and I was like, an hour? You want me to watch a video for an hour for you to tell me that he potentially won one other round other than 3 and 5? I mean, I get it. Sean, I do think he won rounds 3 and 5. I think round 3 was close, but I think that's fair to give him round 3. I think round 5, 100% he won. I don't know. I don't know. It really took him an hour to break down that he won another round. Like, I don't know about that, man. What do you think the decision was? I haven't really dived into it super in depth. I don't know. Yeah, maybe potentially you can say that he may have slightly outdamaged him round 1, maybe. Again, no matter what, it's not a robbery, though. Will you accept Guru's debate call out? I can't imagine Guru would call me out to debate. That sounds like a really bad idea for him. I don't know what we would disagree about. Oh, I just don't see how Sean won round 1. Yeah, I heard he said Sean won round 1. I really haven't looked at it. I mean, I'll tell you, if that video was 20 minutes long, I would have watched the whole thing and I could give you my full opinion. But I'm not watching an hour-long fucking video for him to tell me he won one other round. What is your take on Sean versus Merab? Lucky for you, Mike Game. I made a whole video about it. And I really broke down how Merab completely flipped the script on Sean, how Merab completely won the distance management battle. I mean, that's what it came down to, essentially, is that Sean was expecting Merab to go after him. You know what I mean? And Sean was going to try to do what he did against Aljo, which was stay on his bike, circle, wait for Merab to commit, and then counter him. And Merab completely flipped the script. Merab did not go forward. Merab did not throw a single right hand until Sean did first. Merab made Sean have to engage. And as soon as Sean stepped in, Merab capitalized. He completely flipped the script on him. And that's how he won the fight. But the judging criteria, you're the judging criteria guy. Well, again, man, and also what doesn't help is I don't know if you guys can fucking see my gums, but I just got implants. I got implants 2 days ago, and it was a horrible surgery. It was horrible, but I've been very preoccupied, and then I had to make the video I posted yesterday, and then I had to do debate prep. Again, I made a whole fucking PowerPoint, and I didn't even get to use it. But again, I've been busy, so I didn't have a chance to watch the video. 100% Darren Reddix. That is the biggest miscommunication. The biggest misconception is that damage is number one. It's not true. It's not damage. It's effective striking / effective grappling. That is what number one is. It's not damage. It's not damage. Essentially, what the judges are looking at for who won what round is who got closer to potentially ending the fight. That's what they mean. So, of course, if you fucking rock somebody with a right hand and they're fucking rocked and dazed, but then they took you down and then laid on you for 4 minutes, you say, clearly the guy who rocked him, he got closer to ending the fight, therefore he wins. That's what it comes down to. It's not damage. It's not damage, Yeah, exactly. The rules say impact. They're favoring impact, but not necessarily damage. But damage is a part of it, but again, and then that led to misconceptions about the Armin versus Oliveira fight. Everybody was saying damage is number one, and Sarukian out-damaged him round 3. I go, no, it's not damage. It's effective striking / grappling. Submission attempts are a part of effective grappling. So that, who got closer to ending that round 3? Charles did. Charles should have won that round. You know what I mean? But isn't Merab having finishing potential not fair? Yeah, it's tough. Now that Merab's fucking jumping on guillotines, it's tough. Oh, I didn't mention that I was part of the Diddy party last video. I promised that I was going to do that. Let me write a note. And I'll do that in my next video. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot that I made that promise. I'll do that right now. Diddy party mention. I'm sorry. I forgot about that. All right, I wrote a note to myself. I'm going to see it whenever I'm taking notes for my next video. I will do it. I promise. I will do it. You should have mentioned that Pereira was a black belt. I know, exactly. Exactly. I'm like, dude, just because somebody's a black belt doesn't necessarily, that doesn't mean skill level. It doesn't. Anybody can be a black belt in jiu-jitsu. You just got to show up. I'm not saying it's easy to become a black belt, but not all black belts are the same skill level. There is a fucking massive skill difference between black belts. You know what I mean? So him saying, but Dustin Poirier is a black belt and he couldn't finish that guillotine. I'm like, yeah, he's a black belt. Gordon Ryan's a black belt. Pretty fucking different. They're not the same. And if you show up to a jiu-jitsu, if you go to a jiu-jitsu gym right now and you suck, you're terrible, but you show up you show up consistently, in 10 years you'll get your black belt, no matter how good you are. You'll get your black belt if you show up and just learn. But a belt is not showing a skill level, it's showing that you showed up. Exactly. I mean, again, look up blue belt worlds or jiu-jitsu blue belt worlds and watch these blue belts roll. Skill level wise, they're all black belts. According to their skill, they're black belts. Like, these blue belts are fucking insane. They're competing at the world championships. But, they don't have a black belt, but that doesn't show their skill level. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. Alex Pereira is a black belt. Dustin Poirier is a black belt. Conor McGregor is a black belt. Charles Oliveira is a black belt. That does not mean they're all on the same level of skill, And he did not like when I was saying that. He did not like it. MMA gay proved him being a diddler. Depends on your gym. It depends on your gym. It depends on your age. You know what I mean? If you're a 40-year-old who doesn't compete, you're going to get promoted quicker than if you're a young kid who wants to compete all the time. You know what I mean? It's very different. It's very, very different. Or did you spend your entire life wrestling before you did jiu-jitsu? If you've wrestled your entire life and you've done jiu-jitsu for 6 months, you're going to be a fucking white belt, but your skill level is a purple belt minimum. You know what I mean? Did Merab have that guillotine round 1? Did Merab have that guillotine round 1? I didn't even remember that. But if Merab had him, if that guillotine that Merab jumped on Sean was tight, and you know that because Sean had to roll to his back to alleviate the pressure, so that means, no question, Merab won that round. There's no question. Yeah, no question. That guillotine was 100% effective grappling, and Merab should have won that one. 100%. And yeah, that's nonsense. It's nonsense. Merab got closer to ending that fight than Sean O'Malley did. All right, guys. I really appreciate you coming. Again, I'm so sorry I missed those donations in the beginning. I deeply, deeply apologize. If I had chat up while I was doing the debate, I could have done it. But again, the way I set it up, I wasn't available. So I'm going to head out, guys. But I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the stream. Thank you so much. I love all of you. I really appreciate it. Goodbye, everybody. I love you.